Okay, we're
It looks
going
like we
live.
live. Yeah. Your music is going to be okay for YouTube? That's the YouTube music?
Yeah, it's copyright free. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Is it loud? Is it good?
No, it's good. It's not loud.
What's up, good people?
What's up? We
We are
live.
live. Hey, Catherine Hall, how are you?
We are live.
Thank you guys for joining us for our first episode of Cocktails and Convo with Letitia Campbell and the Evolution of Veil. Make sure as you come in, hit that like button and subscribe to Letitia's channel if you haven't already. Let me adjust my music a little bit.
Hello, everyone. Sorry. I didn't mean to play that. I'm trying to go to your channel so I could pull up our live and so I could be reading the comments in the chat.
So what y'all got going on today? I actually, because this is cocktails and combo. I actually just grabbed my bottle. I'm gonna open it up while we getting started.
What are you drinking, Val? You got a beer?
Today I have Cross Creek Winery Sauvignon Blanc. And it's a white because any of you who have seen my wine tasting video know that I don't do the reds by far. And what you got over there, Tish?
I actually have some Tito's, so I have a mixed drink. I got some Tito's mixed with some cranberry juice and a splash of Tropical Punch by Tropicana.
Okay. Ooh, that sounds good. I love me a good old mixed drink. I'm just at home. I'm lazy, so I don't I don't mix my drinks. I like if it don't come in a bottle, then I'm not having it at home.
It just doesn't happen, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome to those of you who are coming in. Make sure to hit that like button. And welcome to Cocktails and Convo. Let us know if you can hear us by putting the number 1 in the chat. And can you hear the music? If you can hear the music, put a double 1, a 1 and a 1. I wanted to get us kind of warmed up with some music because music puts me in the mood.
Okay, I'm not mad. I do the same thing when I start out my cooking a dish with Tish.
And speaking of that, tomorrow at what time is it, Tish?
6 p.m. New York time. Eastern
time.
6
p.m. Eastern time. We are doing a collaboration cooking with Tish video. So I will be on her channel and we will both be cooking from our respective kitchens. And we're going to be making spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti and chicken.
So she'll be making spaghetti and chicken. And I'm going to attempt to make spaghetti and meatballs or stuffed meatballs. And I can cook. Yeah, I'm going to stuff the meatballs.
Okay, you really
so I can cook.
Out.
Yeah, I can cook. My only thing is cooking on camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we'll see. But let's get into our topics for
tonight.
Yeah. So what's been going on in these streets? We got, of course, everyone knows by now that we lost legendary comedian Paul Mooney on Wednesday of this week. He passed away in his home in Oakland, California at the age of 79. He passed away from a heart attack. I actually did a video on it as well. And in the video, I learned quite a few things and just kind of researching for the video. But I also learned after the video because he has a book called Black is the New White. And yeah, I got the video as an audio book and started listening to it after I taped the video and found out quite a bit of things that I read up on were incorrect about him. So in the video, I said that he had 4 children. He actually had 5 children. And with his 5 children, he actually had 4 of them while he was a teenager. So he had quite a few children. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, he had that, and he passed away. He had dementia, and they said that his cousin was caring for him, was his caretaker, and his cousin said that that Paul Mooney had asked him to go make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he said when he came back, he saw him. He had a heart attack, and when the paramedics came, they were unable to revive him. Yeah.
You know, when I watched your video, I learned a lot about Paul Mooney. I learned everything about Paul Mooney because I actually didn't know. Well, I wouldn't say everything, but the things that I learned about him from watching your video, I had no idea about him. So, thank you for making that video because it enlightened me on a lot of things about him.
Yeah, and it actually enlightened me a little bit more because I had followed him a little bit. I have spent some time watching his YouTube stand-up comedy shows that were on YouTube. And I mean, I knew he was funny, and I knew he was like in a more deep and thought-provoking funny, kind of like the Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock style, where they kind of make you think while you're laughing. And I love that kind of style of comedy where there's like real truth to it and a little bit of like you can take back some thoughts or have you pondering, something after you've laughed. So yeah, so that was a great loss. Exactly. And he was inspiration for Dave Chappelle, and I think you can see that like in his comedy as well. And then rest in peace, rest in heaven, Paul Mooney. And then we have
really quick, he looked really good for his age. I mean, for him to have been 79, he was a good-looking 79-year-old.
Yeah, well, you know what they say about black
crack.
If you treat it right. Black don't crack if you treat it right.
That's a fact. Yeah.
And then we have one of the other big stories this week, Billy Porter.
So this story was really good. When I read about him in that new show that he's doing on, was it FX or something?
Yeah, it's Pose. I actually watched it.
I've never heard of the show until I read the article on his death and on him reporting that he's HIV positive. And for him to be playing a role of a man who's HIV positive, I was like, wow, that's deep. And it's a good thing because you figure if you are already living that same life and you got to play that role, you can dive into that role as if it's really you for real. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? No, I thought that was really, really dope to hear that, to read that.
Yeah. And the movie, actually, not the movie, the television show Pose is like in its third season. And I've watched it religiously since it started. This season, I actually didn't know it had started. So it's like, I think there are 3 or 4 episodes in. So I've been kind of binge watching it a little bit over the weekend. But it is, the show was kind of groundbreaking itself because it was about gay and trans people and their experience and how it is when like a family has kind of abandoned someone because they are gay, and how the gay culture has kind of grown as far as having the houses and when they call each other mother or father, and how when people who are kicked out become homeless, they find basically a new family, and their house mother or whatever, or house father, kind of help develop them basically in life, but also teaching them kind of the ropes of how to survive as a gay person. So the show really covers like the ballroom scene side of it. And so for me, it was very interesting because I don't know anything, in depth about that whole scene. So it's actually really good. This season is it's the last season. They had already said the third season would be the last season. For me, it's been really heavy because there's been a lot of death. So they're like they kind of started with the 80s. Now they're in the 90s, and they're kind of going through how the HIV AIDS epidemic hit everybody. And so they're like going to a lot of funerals, and people are strung out on drugs or alcohol. And it's just like, it's not fun. It's a heavy show this season, but it's still good. And the music in it is great. Like they play all the hits. And then the episode I was just kind of looking at, they had oh my God, why am I forgetting her name? But they had Lettucey. They had Lettucey in a church scene. And of course she was singing her heart out. What's up, Freedom?
They said, whose show is this? Is Evolution?
What show? We're doing Convo and Cocktails. So we're just talking about the trending topics this past week with entertainment news and world news. Just hanging out, drinking and conversing. Right.
You know what else was interesting about this story for me with Billy Porter was the fact that not only was he living with this disease for, this virus for the last 14 years without the world knowing, but his mom didn't know. In the article, his mom didn't know until during the quarantine. He said during the quarantine is when he decided to tell his mom. He being home with his husband, I guess, just thinking about it and just being at home, period, thinking about your life and thinking about things. Because during the quarantine, a lot of people had a lot of time on their hands to do a lot of different things at home. And one of the things that we got a chance to do was think.
Oh, yeah.
So, he was able to divulge this information to his mom for the first time in 14 years.
Yeah, that's deep. I didn't know that part of it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like people have their own journeys when it comes to that. I do know people who are HIV positive. Some have disclosed to everyone, and some it's on a need to know basis. So I think everyone is kind of like their own personal journey with it. Some philosophy is, if I'm not sleeping with you, you don't need to know that. And I think it's similar to, though sometimes people have cancer and, they tell some people are out and loud about their struggle or fight with cancer. And then some will take it to their deathbed, and you don't know until they're in hospice or something. So I think it's similar in that way.
Yeah. So Freedom said, I was asking which TV show y'all was discussing.
Okay, yeah, we were talking about Pose on FX. And Billy Porter, who's in it.
I wonder if it's on Hulu or Netflix, the previous shows. I'm gonna try to catch up on it. Watch them.
They're on Netflix for sure.
Okay.
I think season 1 and 2 are on Netflix now.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
And thanks, Freedom, for checking out. This is actually, I guess, this is my third live, but really my second live this year. The other one was us streaming Escaping the SWV. So you haven't missed much. This is something that we're starting to move more into on this channel, doing some lives. Okay, and then our next story. Jeffrey Epstein. So I'm not sure how many of you are aware of Jeffrey Epstein and who this is, but this is he was a multimillionaire, and he basically was a part of a sex trafficking ring, a really prominent high-end sex trafficking ring with minor girls. And the thing that makes this more unique than this kind of typical sex trafficking situation is that he catered to a higher end client. And we're talking like major CEOs, political politicians, people of that nature. And what occurred was, once he got caught by the FBI, he ended up going to jail. He was held in prison to go to trial. But before he could go to trial, he ended up committing suicide, so they say. So what has occurred is that the guards who should have been watching him, because he was in a supposedly highly secure facility, they were supposed to be checking on him every 30 minutes. And they hadn't checked on him for 2 hours. And when they looked back, they said that the guards had been on the internet shopping for motorcycles and something else. And they had, they specifically said in the article what they had been shopping for: motorcycles and something else, like home related stuff. Like they were just chilling. And they said, and sleeping and napping. So they ended up being prosecuted for this. And this basically, the update is they both got off. So they basically were able to get, basically both were able to do deals where all they got was 100 hours of community service and basically probation.
Wow.
And so to me, this makes it look even more suspicious, because it's almost like, who paid them not to go check on him and also guaranteed them that they would get off? Because this
seems like a slap on the wrist. They got a slap on the wrist for this.
Yes.
They got a slap on the wrist.
Having a very high profile prisoner, and then you don't check on them for 2 hours, and you're supposed to be checking every 30 minutes.
So do you think that they should have gotten some jail time?
I think if it could be proved on some level, well, probably just, even if it was a light 1-year sentence or something. But I would love to know behind the scenes how much they really were involved, because part of me feels like they might have got paid off to not, see no evil, hear no evil kind of thing. And the other piece of this, the prominent people that some of the prominent people that he had as clients was Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, of course, the tyrant Trump, and even Prince Andrew, and one of the CEOs over the corporation that owns Victoria's Secrets. And that particular CEO, they actually caught, and he admitted that he basically had been paying Epstein, and he had paid him over $50 million within like 6 years. Which is like ridiculous.
I would think that because of the people who he was associated with and affiliated with when he was alive, that these guards wouldn't get a slap on the wrist like this because of the power that he had. Wouldn't you think?
No, because I look at it like those people who he knew all the dirt on is the ones who made sure he wasn't around to tell what he knew. Because he was about to go to trial. And when people go to trial, they like, well, how do I get out of this or get the lightest sentence possible? That's to throw people under the bus. So they got rid of him before he could start talking, is how I look at it.
Right. So basically the guards, let's give them something light so that they won't be implicated in anything. And because if they are implicated in it, then they can, point the finger at the prominent people involved.
Yeah, and most likely I'm sure they probably would have been dead too, mysteriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at it that way too. Like, that I feel like maybe they were paid to not see anything, to allow what happened to happen, and probably were guaranteed, you're going to get off. Don't worry about that part.
Got it.
We got you covered on that end. You just make sure we go search the internet and take a nap. We'll handle the rest.
Because I think the article said that the guards came out and said that that's what they were doing, right? That they.
I think through their investigation and all of that, they found out as well. Yeah. What is our audience saying? You do the comments for us so that we make sure we don't miss nobody.
Okay, so Freedom says it's amazing what rich people get away with.
Oh yeah.
And then he says predators are the prey in prison.
That's true too.
Catherine Hall says, I'm back, everyone. Hi there, Lavelle. And to your wonderful guest, Letitia. Hi, Catherine. How you doing, Catherine? So,
Is that other one that look like spam?
Yeah, that's all I see on my side.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can see. But yeah, like Freedom says, it is definitely amazing what rich people get away with.
Money and power.
Unfortunately, Jeffrey Epstein didn't get away with anything.
Right. Well, he did for a long time, and he lived. I mean, he owned an island. He owned many properties, but he owned like an island, and that was where he did most of the dirt. But it was like they were grooming the girl. So he even had a woman involved who was basically like the madam, and supposedly it was his girlfriend, but it's rumored that, you know, she was more like hired help as well. But what he would do is he would find an underage girl and he would offer them a couple $100 to supposedly give him a massage. Once he kind of got them in the door, he would then have them go and find other girls. And he kind of grew it from there. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme of sex trafficking. So
I was wondering what made him famous, or what made people, you know of him to where this story was so big that we heard about it. Like, what was it about him that made him so special that we had to know about it? Because to me, it sounded like he was just like a banker or something like that, really a rich man, a socialite, like.
Well, and that's what it was. So originally he was I think he was in the finance industry, but he really didn't have like some high end education. He wasn't a scholar or anything, but through basically working in finance, he worked his way up the ranks to become a socialite and basically get in with the rich people. But he really didn't have a business. His business was the sex trafficking. And it was kind of like money laundering, where they acted as if he had this legitimate finance company. So that's how, or investment company. And that's how the rich people were getting away with giving him like $50 million over 6 years. Cause it's like, oh, that's because he handles my investments. No, you're paying him for his sex trafficking duties.
Wow.
So he had private jets and everything. Like he would fly, you know, Bill Clinton, and I can't even remember. I looked at an article just before this and I couldn't find all the names, but I know I heard some big names of, I mean, you name it, actors, politicians, all of them had been out to his island.
So these people were seen with him in the public eye over the years and pictures.
Oh yeah.
Videos.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really didn't know anything about Jeffrey Epstein outside of the fact of what happened with this story, where he, allegedly committed suicide and had sex scandal going on. Before that, I didn't know anything about a Jeffrey Epstein.
Right. He was more a socialite that you would see in the magazines and the photos with the people, but kind of one of those behind the scenes people you don't really know who they are or what they do, but you see them on the scene. He was that kind of person.
Gotcha.
Hey, Decompose, good to see you. So then we got our next story. Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is my very own mayor in Chicago. So she's in the news once again. I mean, there's always something going on here in Chicago with her. This is her first term. And of course, with the pandemic and everything else going on, she has had quite a time with her first term. And, people are kind of giving her the business. But with Mayor Lightfoot, this most recent drama she had is that she announced that she would not be doing any more one-on-one interviews with anyone who is not Black or brown. That all her one-on-one interviews could only be done with Black and brown people. And she said it was because since she has been on the campaign trail to becoming mayor, in the press rooms, all she sees is a sea of people who don't look like her. And she feels like in this time where there's supposed to be a higher level of consciousness, that the press corps is not doing a good enough job at trying to make the reporter industry diverse. And so she's going to help them out by telling them, if you want a one-on-one with me, you better get a black or brown person to come talk to me. So what do you think of that, Tish?
I think it's a wonderful thing. I mean, I feel like we're living in a time where we as black and brown people should be supportive of each other in every area of life. And why not have a person in a position of power to make sure something like that happens? I mean, we don't see stuff like this enough. So I don't see anything wrong with that. She's not saying that people outside of being a person of color isn't a good journalist or whatever, but she just want to shed some light on her own people. Mm-hmm. So I think that's great. Like, do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think because she's getting a ton of backlash even from black and brown people. One Latino ex newspaper editor actually attacked her and said that's unacceptable, that she shouldn't be doing that. And another, it's a black newspaper. They were saying that, well, we've reached out to her, and even though she's saying this, we still can't even get an interview. We get ignored. And they basically were trying to say it's still elitist. So even if she's saying black or brown, it's kind of like, okay, the brown people who matter to me kind of thing. But I think I would not have gone about it the same way, because you're
going to get backlash.
Yeah. However, others do it. They just don't admit it.
That was the point that I was just thinking. I'm thinking to myself just now as you're talking. I'm saying it to myself. The only thing that only area, I wouldn't even say she's wrong, but again, like you said, I wouldn't do it the way that she's doing it, but people of other races do it all the time. They just don't come out to the forefront and say it.
Right. They don't announce it before and say, well, I own this beauty supply store, and I'm only going to allow vendors who look like me to have products here.
Right.
They don't say it, but they definitely do it.
They definitely do it. So I don't know. It's kind of like a catch-22 to that, because the folks that do it and don't say it, people can feel it when they're doing it, and then they'll get accused of it. So then, it's like you can't win for losing. Either you say it and you're going to get backlash, or you just act on it and you're still going to get backlash. So, hey, I don't know. This is one of those situations where it's an individual opinion on, and everybody has an opinion. So,
but I think what she gets caught up to is from a professional's perspective. So it's kind of like, at work, you can't quite roll like that, or at least admit you're rolling like that. And I think that's kind of where she's getting caught up, where basically she's saying, I'm not going to work with certain people. And that is considered discrimination, because she's just flat out said, if you're not this color and this color, I'm not going to work with you in this way. And so I think that's, to me, that is a little bit of a misstep, especially if you're talking about somebody who might want to get reelected, but maybe she don't want to be reelected.
Right. Like, she shouldn't be that blatant, basically. Like, just do it in a subtle way.
Yeah. And because I get what she's doing, and I'm behind that 100%, because obviously it's not being done, because she's saying, I don't see diversity, with the press corps, with the people who are interviewing me.
Yeah.
We got any other comments?
Okay, so we got Catherine says, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Letitia. D Campos, hi. Hi, D Campos. So what happened with the Tim Norman story? They want to hear about Tim Norman, honey.
I've been avoiding that like the plague.
Your audience, they all about the Tim Norman.
Right. I do know, for one, there are like YouTubers who are like on it. Like you got Philly Phil and why am I forgetting her name? But it's a few YouTubers who definitely like stay on it. Like as soon as something hits the presses. For me, I'm more into the heavier things when they happen, but I do know that he's filed for some extension so that basically he and his attorney have more time to look over the evidence, because this is like a ton of it with what the feds have on them. They've been researching him for 4 years, so they have 4 years of documentation of evidence that they are asking for time to look through. And I do know that, you know, they were awarded that timeline. So I think we're looking at sometime in July or something for the next update, but I could be wrong. That's off the top of my head. But yeah, it just hasn't been enough movement for me personally to comment on. I'm more interested in, you know, the big stuff. Yeah. News, like we get to trial, that's gonna be a whole nother thing. And I'm hoping and praying that they that it's like the George Floyd, where they actually televise it so that I will be there. Like I will report on it daily, especially if I start doing these lives.
Yeah. So we got Siobhan Campbell in the building. Hi, Siobhan. I think
Siobhan
came over from my channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, cool.
I think Campbell looks familiar to me.
Welcome.
And then
welcome.
Says, I'm so glad that Janae moved on. And so happy, bodybuilder, another baby, and TJ is happy.
I was surprised to see Janae, like she had really got into like bodybuilder shape. I did not know that.
So who's Janae?
That's Tim's ex-girlfriend. Well, ex-girlfriend / baby mama.
The baby mother.
First baby mama. Right. Yeah. So
now?
Yeah, so she really got into fitness. Her current husband is, I think, a trainer, and she really got into, I don't know if that's how she met him or whatever, but she got into a bodybuilding competition. So I don't know if she's still doing it, but yeah, she was ripped. I was like, dang.
Okay.
Decompose is asking if I think it'll be on TV. Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll be televised. I'm really hoping so. It definitely was getting national attention when this all broke, so there's a chance. If nothing else, though, hopefully a Zoom style, hopefully Zoom video, but if not, at least audio, because they've been doing the other parts of the case updates through Zoom audio, at least.
Yeah.
Let me get my bottle open because now I really want my drink. And with me dealing with all that,
you haven't started sipping yet, so I'm sipping by myself.
Yeah, because with me dealing with all these technology glitches, I couldn't get prepared as prepared.
I'm not sitting in a chair that has wheels on it, so I'm like moving all around, trying to get comfortable and carrying on.
Yeah, that's another reason I'm in my office versus out there where I normally film at with my green screen, because I can get real comfortable.
Siobhan says yes, she came from my channel.
Well, hi Siobhan, and welcome. Please show me a little love over here on this channel too by liking this video and subscribing. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe for the vibe.
Right. There you go. I love that. Subscribe for the vibe.
I get that from another YouTuber that I watch. Then we got Rocky Fall says hello, love your channel. Decompass says she's fit 100. I guess he's talking about Siobhan. And Rocky Falls wants to know when is the trial coming up.
I guess we still talking about the Tim that we had a while for that trial, y'all. Like I don't see it happening probably before the fall. I don't see it happening until late fall, if not next year, because it's just so much to it. So yeah, but we don't. There are no dates yet, and I would just be guessing, and I'm not psychic, so I don't want to send y'all off.
Yeah. So Decompass says she owns a gym with her man.
Okay. Yeah.
Miss Robbie looks fire now. Okay. I haven't seen Miss Robbie lately.
Oh, she got an IG page, and Somebody helps her keep it popping. She taking like model pictures. She looks younger now than she did on the show.
Really?
Like she be dressed like her outfits seem like they custom made. Like she's yeah, she's doing it definitely.
That's what's up.
Okay, so our next story is didn't mean to do that. Our next story is a well-known racist judge is accused of trying to hit a Black Lives Matter protester with his SUV. So let me put this up. So I got actually a little video clip of this as well. And let me know what you guys think of this. I'm hoping it played. I didn't check the audio on the videos. Let me see. I want it large.
I'm sick of these racist people.
I can't get it to a large for y'all. Hopefully. That's so little. Let me see.
Can't make it bigger?
No, because it won't go full screen. Let me see.
Does it have audio? So it's just a visual?
Yeah, this is just video.
Okay.
That's real tiny. Y'all don't know how well y'all seeing it. Nah, y'all barely seeing that. But anyway, so what happens in this video is in this look like a Ford Expedition. So it's a big SUV. This judge is going. So these Black Lives protesters are in this roundabout circle area, and they're like basically standing at the curb with their protest banners or whatever. And so this judge goes around in his SUV one time, but then he comes back around, and when he comes back, he then comes close. He's wrapping around like the curb close to where they are. Now, one of the protesters says that he literally tried to run them over. Now, when I watched the video, and I know it's hard for you guys to see on this little screen, but when I watched the video, it looks like he's trying to intimidate them, but it wasn't like he was actually trying to run them over. Well, I shouldn't say that. It looked like he was trying to intimidate them and act like he was going to run them over, but not literally run them over. Nevertheless, I mean, it's wrong.
Exactly.
But exactly. I kind of thought like them trying to sue might be pushing it. But what do you think? Well, you're off camera, but
yeah, I just turned the camera off really quick because I'm gonna put my iPad on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was about to ask you a question, but it's fine. So for me, the way I look at it is, I don't know about suing him, but I definitely feel like something should be done from a perspective of his job, because if he is a judge and he is that bothered by the Black Lives Matter protesters, what is he doing in his courtroom when he's making decisions on the lives of people and sentencing or whatever else he's making judgment calls on? That part bothers me. But I think it's just another example of how it's kind of like the new KKK does not look like, as I've heard it said, and it's so true now, the new KKK does not walk around in robes with white hoods on anymore. They have police uniforms on, they have judge robes, they have firefighter gear, you name it. They look just like you and me. They have the same kind of jobs that you and I have, yet they make decisions based on their prejudices and racism and hate. And so that's what bothers me more about this video than anything, is that if it bothered him that much that he felt the need to intimidate them, what is he doing in his courtroom?
You know what? That's one thing that, although most of us as people can't stand number 45. at least he was truthful about who he was or who he is. You know what I'm saying? These people are hiding behind who they really are. And that's the problem, because you don't know what's coming at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's
These
scary.
people are now our co-workers and, you know, making decisions in our lives and running our cities and state government, you know, and federal government. That's the difference. They were in it for the long game.
And that's scary.
Yeah, it's kind of like having roaches behind your walls. Like you could spray all you want on the outside, but you don't get behind that wall, that you still gonna have roaches.
Exactly. Okay.
So so that was more what for me stood out more than anything is like, good Lord, like this is a judge. So what are they doing about that part? In the article, I didn't see anything about that part of it, about what's happening to him after the fact. I just heard that no attorneys would take the case of the person who was saying he tried to run them over.
That's a good point that you put out there as far as the judge in his courtroom and things like that, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a judge that's behaving like this at a Black Lives Matter protest, can you imagine how many Black people he put behind bars based on the fact that they have a different color skin? You know what I'm saying? Like that in itself is something to really think about, like seriously. You know, and it's terrible that we have to live in a world today that is so hateful towards us as a race. Like, what are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? Well, I feel I think it's fear.
Yeah, you said the world today. I feel like we were born into the world, like yesterday, century.
Yes.
It's yeah, and I won't even get into that level of conversation on this channel because they'll cancel me.
It would definitely be too deep because look,
I had to create a whole new channel for that. I had to create a whole new channel under an alias and never show my face.
Okay.
Because I sure have a lot to say about it, but I ain't gonna say it here.
Let's see what else they saying in the chat.
Okay.
Rocky Fall says, "What do y'all think about the Kwame Brown situation? Did you hear about the Kwame Brown situation?"
No, I did not.
So Kwame Brown is a basketball player, and he came out saying that he was being bullied or something like that. I think I don't want to misquote everything, but I watched it on Lovely T's channel Friday night. Actually, that's when I first heard about the story, and the Breakfast Club. What's his name on the Breakfast Club?
Charlamagne the God or DJ Envy?
Charlamagne the God was saying a lot of different things that was basically trying to say that the guy Kwame Brown has a temper like his father and his brother, and people better leave him alone before he, come at them in a violent way. And Kwame Brown came out with the video, and when I tell you, he gave the Breakfast Club the business. When we get off this live, you have to look that up. We can't really talk about it too much now because that's not what we was talking about. For our topics, but that's just to give you a little background.
Yeah, we can say that for next time because I'm not that one got by me with all the stuff that I did find that I didn't hear about that story, or at least I just didn't catch me.
Just look that one up, but Rocky, we'll talk about that another time. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Got any more comments? I want to change the subject if anybody commenting on.
So Catherine says, Mr. Brown has every right for himself to defend himself. Yeah, he was basically defending himself in the video he made towards the Breakfast Club, and the internet started to go wild on him because he was like cussing in the video and this and that or whatever. It was, but
was he threatening them?
He wasn't threatening them. He was defending himself.
Okay.
So basically, the story in the beginning.
You might as well tell it, just because they're in the comments. They understand what's going on. I'm the only one that don't.
Yeah. So basically, Kwame Brown came out saying that he was bullied or he was, treated bad when he was in the NBA, and the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God, they covered that story. And when they covered the story, Charlemagne was saying, y'all better leave Kwame alone because his father did this and his brother did that.
Okay.
So basically, you know, because his father and his brother did so-and-so, y'all better watch out because it's genetic. Like, it's in his genes. He'll lash out. He'll do whatever. After Charlemagne said that on the air, Kwame Brown made a video. And when I tell you he went in on, I mean, he talked about, he went in. And I was sitting and I was just listening to him. And I was like, okay, I hear you. So
what was Kwame pissed about? Like, was he pissed about Charlemagne bringing up his family, or was
he was pissed about the fact that he would basically say that because his family is this way, that he's that way too. So he made a point in the video. He said, so you saying that just because Jeffrey Dahmer did so-and-so to people, that his family gonna do this to people too? That was his point. Like, don't come at me like this. And he went in on Charlemagne, talking about his past and everything. You know, the situation with Charlemagne that they had out about him. He talked about all of that. He talked about
all the rumors, the rape stuff, and the gay stuff. Did you bring that up?
He talked about Angela and how she sit there and act like, you know, she's
innocent.
So innocent and this and that, and you know, she ain't got no man. And
the guys be coming when they decide to come for her. They really do come for her. Usually they leave her alone, but when the guys in the industry come for her, they really go at her.
He was going in. I was like, oh.
And did she say anything, or was she just laughing and stuff when Charlemagne gave his commentary?
Didn't say anything. I don't even think she was laughing at anything.
So he just come. Wasn't he kind of proving? He came for the whole. Wasn't he kind of proving Charlemagne's point then? Like, y'all better leave him alone.
No, wait. I'm not gonna lie. When I was listening to it, I was thinking that to myself, like, he does have a little bit of an angry streak. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the genetics, you know, it's there.
Yeah, I gotta hear it to see, because Charlemagne always, you know, he gives his commentary about everything. So he's no respecter of persons. He's gonna give his commentary. Sometimes he goes harder, right? Sometimes he goes harder on some people than others, but generally it's for shits and giggles. You know,
value. I call it shock value.
And he's, in my opinion, he's better now, because he used to be really reckless to me, you know, years ago. To me, he's toned it almost like Wendy Williams. Like, he's still messy, but he's toned it down a bit.
Mainstream, that's why they doing it.
Yeah. You know, so, I gotta check it out to see. I gotta check it out to see what my opinion would be. I'm gonna send you
Lovely T's video.
Okay.
When we get up this live, I'll send you her video.
Okay. So who else we got in the comments?
So we got Pam says afternoon late, couldn't find the channel. Hey Pam came over from my channel.
Well, I'm glad you found the channel, Pam. And I see Grits and Wavy says she thought it was 6 p.m. Yeah, we have I'm Central Standard Time and Tish is Eastern Time. So I tried to make sure to remember to put that, and I didn't at first. Central Standard versus Eastern, because we're all across the country, which is a great thing. All of us.
And then Rocky Fall says, I'm so upset with all this racism every day. James Baldwin says, it's so what? I'm not sure what that's supposed to say. To be constant rage. We need to stay locked and loaded. Siobhan Campbell says, it's judges like that have power and in the judicial system that have been exercising their power in the form of racism when sentencing Black people. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's somebody said that they're teachers.
I believe I had a few of them as teachers growing up. I was like, why do you hate me just because, like, I literally am not a child that gets in trouble, but I walked in the room and I feel like you hate me.
Right.
And back then I was too young to understand it, but I guarantee you I had some teachers that probably had hoods in their trunks.
D. Compass says, absolutely, he's prejudiced, and many have been put away by that judge for the color of their God-given skin. Oh, so D. Compass knows about that particular judge? Is that what you're saying?
He's probably making an assumption that's just true.
Okay, because I take stuff literal when I, whatever. Rocky Falls says, they've started a race war, and we are just now figuring it out.
Oh yeah,
amen to that.
That is so true.
Amen to that. Siobhan
it started
says,
400 years ago. Well, 500 years ago.
Okay. What Rocky? What am I reading now?
Catherine, I agree. Oh, you saw. He was agreeing with Catherine.
Yeah. Okay. So Siobhan says, if we haven't learned anything else during Black Lives Matter, it's that you will know the true feelings of and stance of white people that you thought was your friend. That's a fact. I think that we learned that during the O.J. Simpson trial too. We saw a division.
I think that was one of the first times in modern history where you kind of really saw that line. And I forgot how old I was, but I think I was a teenager. What was that, 94, 90 something?
I don't remember the year, but I know I wasn't a teenager. I was in my early 20s. Was it 90? It wasn't. If it was 94, yeah, I was in my early 20s because I had my son already. My son was born in 92.
Okay.
So I had to be about 23 or something like that. But that trial definitely showed the line of demarcation when it came to the race.
It was 1995. So yeah, I would have been like 19 or 20.
And so Rocky Falls says he was dragged over 20 years. Leonard was dead wrong. Okay, I will be there for it. I guess they're talking about us talking about the okay, he's talking about Kwame Brown. He was dragged over 20 years. People was talking about the fact that he was drafted into the NBA and he wasn't a good player, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. So he said he'll be there for it. Catherine says, thank you, sir. Rocky Falls says, don't say the R word, Val.
What's our word?
RACIST.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not afraid to call them out. I just won't say as my true thoughts about it all.
And Leonard been sending cease and desist. Okay, yeah. So,
did he? Leonard, his name Leonard. Charlemagne's
yeah.
Leonard.
Charlemagne's lawyer sent a cease and desist to Kwame Brown
for a rant.
Yes, because he was mentioning the R where he's talking about what Charlemagne did. That's the R where he's talking about. Not.
Okay. Yes, you're right. I did think about it, but I said it anyway. Yes. Thank you, thank you, Rocky. You're right.
Yeah. So he sent the cease and desist because Kwame was talking about that situation. He brought that up in his rant.
But okay, he did get off, but okay, I don't know. I didn't see the rant yet, so I can't say.
Right. So Grits and Wavy says, I think it started because Kwame and Matt Barnes got into it. I don't know about that, but Matt Barnes didn't do anything. Grits and Wavy said, I agree. I don't think that Charlemagne was trying to be malicious. Charlemagne I don't know.
But Charlemagne has a way of speaking.
Maybe not being malicious, but he was being shady.
Yeah, and I can see that. And I can see that if you're already in your feelings about something, and then Charlemagne comments about it on top of that you could be kind of on ready. I could see it.
Siobhan says, yes, during the OJ trial, a blatant segregation was present. Many were too young to understand. Right. Rocky Falls says, I'm a girl, y'all. Oh, sorry, Rocky.
Oh, sorry, Rocky. And I gotta stop misgendering people. Like I said, I'm gonna just say they because you don't know from name.
Because the name throws you. Certain names throw you off.
But in the world that we're in, like you're supposed to not assume anyway. You're just supposed to, no matter, like, you're supposed to just take it off gender and say them or they.
You're very right.
Unless you know for a fact, like, unless someone tells you.
I think for me, when I see Rocky, I think about the Rocky, Rocky.
Yeah,
Sylvester
well,
Stallone.
and I had an uncle named, well, he was my aunt's boyfriend, but he was like an uncle when I was little.
Yeah.
But anyway, his name was that. So that when you say that name, it always for me goes to a male place. But we apologize, Rocky.
Right. So Catherine's just apologizing. I guess Catherine thought that Rocky was a male as well. Grits and Wavy says, I was a sophomore in high school when the OJ verdict was read. We listened to the verdict in class, and I was the only black person in that class. I would love
tell us how that went.
What was that experience like in your classroom, Grits and Wavy?
I honestly, do you remember where you were? Because I don't remember where I was unless I was in the house. I
was at home. I was in my neighborhood. I don't know if I was in the house or if I was outside, but I was close to home. I was in my neighborhood. I remember being in my neighborhood and talking about it amongst. I don't remember exactly, if that makes sense, but I know that I wasn't far from home. Yeah. So Rocky's short for Raquel. Okay, Rock.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and then the next story was actually related, but I can't show it because the video is horrible. But it was actually let me pull it up. Do I have? Oh, I didn't change because I was.
Was that the Black Lives Matter sign stuff?
Yeah. So I'll just pull it right here. So there's a viral video of a man, and I'll put it a link in the description of this video once it's done. But there's a video of a man destroying the Black Lives Matter sign and a George Floyd memorial in Minneapolis. And so they have it all on tape. It was like a surveillance camera that caught this guy. He pulls up in his pickup truck in the middle of the night, and he gets out, and then he just starts destroying. And I'm gonna at least have it. Oh, this one actually will show. I don't know if y'all get the sound though. Can you hear the sound?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I'm gonna do this full screen. Y'all watch this. I'm glad I was able to get to work.
This is crazy. What kind of fraganagle? No. Wow. Wow. The hatred. This is crazy.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Well, you have, but you ain't seen the worst of it.
It gets worse than this?
Yeah, there's more. There's more.
This is absolutely
and it's very
ridiculous.
Well, I'll wait till we're done watching. And I'm glad this camera, I hope they were able to zoom in on something, but it's following him everywhere. It's like a surveillance camera. I don't know if it's a street camera or what.
I just can't imagine being this hateful. I can't.
So now he has an axe in his hand, for those of you who can't tell. An axe that he pulled out of his pickup truck.
What is this doing for you? What? Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. What are your thoughts?
I just don't have hate inside of me in general. Like, no, seriously, I don't hate anybody. I don't even know what that feels like to hate someone, number one. But number two, to be that angry and hateful towards a race, because this is a anger and a hate towards a race.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, this is a man, a black man, a human being who lost his life at the knees.
Well, was murdered.
Right.
He was convicted, so we can officially say murder.
Right. This is a man who was murdered.
Thank you.
At the knees of another man. I ain't even gonna say the hands, because it wasn't his hands, it was his knees. Let's be clear.
Or body, knee and body.
Like,
entire body, the weight of the whole body.
Sir?
Right.
Did you not see the video, sir?
It doesn't matter. I'm sure he did see it. I'm sure he said he's seen it.
9 minutes, his knee was on his neck.
Yeah, but he was resisting arrest. I'm sure that's what he would say to you. He was resisting. He should have not resisted. So that's the kind of person who would do something like that, because he probably feels, well, the fact that we have the audacity to want to band together to protect our rights is offensive in and of itself. And that's why you pull up in the wee hours of the night. I noticed you didn't come during the day when the people were out there building it, or when people were just out there protesting or doing whatever. You came at night when there was no one around and they wanted to destroy it. So they said that in the article that there were people who eventually walked up and was like, hey, what are you doing? And he just told them, get the F away from here. And then he ended up running away. So I guess maybe a crowd formed or whatever. He ends up running away. But you so big and tough, why you running? But here's the thing. He ran away and left his axe. So they're hoping that there are fingerprints on it or something. But someone in the article was saying that the axe that he left behind seems to be the kind of axe that firefighters use. So again, we talked about, the
KKK,
the wolf in sheep's clothing.
The wolf in sheep's clothing, exactly. The men that's hiding behind who they really are.
Yes. Yeah. So you thought that axe was to protect you if your house caught on fire, but no, it's to make sure to smash your rights,
destroy the rights of Black people.
Anybody don't look like him.
It's just so disheartening.
But yeah, when I saw that, I was just like outdone. I was like, oh, I got to share this one, because you don't see a lot of that in the news. That sort of stuff they don't really play up.
Yeah, because I swear I didn't see that. I didn't hear about it.
Because they want to make it like we're delusional. No one is after you. There's, racism is gone. Slavery ended racism.
Yeah. Fooey on that. Fooey on that.
Right.
Okay.
What they saying in the comments.
Okay, so the last thing I read was so Siobhan is agreeing with Karen. Then we got Decomp is saying, I'm tired of all this. I'm tired of the person. I'm tired if a person is a certain race, does something wrong, and the finger is pointed at the race instead of the person. Rocky says, y'all better buy protection. They want us dead. Wow. That's deep.
All my friends and I got our conceal and carry. Now I'm the one that was slow in buying my actual piece.
Yeah.
But I got stuff around here, but I want to get the legal one.
And then Siobhan says, remember that race feels privileged. Absolutely. They do. They do. Therefore, they feel untouchable, and expressing hatred is their privileged right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree totally. Siobhan says, Rocky, I agree. Locked and loaded. Siobhan says to D Campus, I agree, and I am tired too. And Catherine Hall is just saying, hey. So we caught up on all the comments in the comment section.
Okay, so this next story is the next versus battle is going to be with Bow with
Is
Bow
the wine
Wow.
kicking in, Val? Is the wine
Right?
kicking
It
in?
is truly. Bow Wow and Soulja Boy. And they did an IG live like I think it was yesterday or the day before. And they were just sharing that they would be doing their verses live. The more I thought about it, I'm sharing this because it's news. And they're gonna be doing it on June, I want to say June 26th. Did I put it down?
I got my thoughts on that, but go ahead.
Yeah, don't quote me on it, but I think it's June 26th or something. But I'm just gonna say my thoughts, and I'm gonna give you let you have the floor with yours. The more I thought about it, besides wanting to share this with you guys, just for informational purposes, is I don't care. It's not Stephanie Mills and Tony Braxton or like it's not SWV and Escape, not Brandy and Monica or Patty and Gladys. So I think this shows my age, because the more I thought about it, I'm like, I know Bow Wow was a rapper, but I can't remember none of his songs. And Soulja Boy, I just know Superman that and that's it.
What? That's that. Woo! That.
Yeah, it's called. I think they say Superman that hoe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my
and watch me woo, watch me you. So again, this shows my age. So if any of you in the comments, like, because I wanted to share this just in case, and we got to know who's coming up on the verses. But what do you guys think? Are you interested in it? And I also feel like it's a little bit of a mismatch, because I feel like Bow Wow should have been with Little Romeo.
That was my thoughts on it.
Go ahead.
My thoughts was, okay, number one, like you said, I second that emotion you just said. Who cares? But then I'm looking, I'm like,
in our generation, let's not be so dismissive of the generation behind us. But who cares in our generation?
But Bow Wow and Soulja Boy, they did not come from the same era. Like,
no,
that's not even a match. Like, what are they talking about? If anything, it should be Bow Wow and Little Romeo.
Yeah. And that's Bow Wow actually mentioned that in a live, and I ain't gonna even bother waste my time playing it, because all they say is a bunch of N-word every other word. But Bow Wow was saying people might not think this is the right match, but he said it is because they both have done like a recent song together or something, or have done collaboration together, or they're touring together. Somebody was saying, I think he said they were touring together recently. And then Soulja Boy has an album coming out, or song coming out, dropping like that day or that week. And Bow Wow has a movie coming out the day before. So from a promotional perspective, yes, it's a good match, because they both got new projects coming out. That ain't what Versus is about. It ain't about your goddamn promotion. And I'm sorry, I can't Chris and show my true self. This is why I like editing videos.
Right.
But this ain't about that. It's about matching up, singers, rappers, whatever. Like, yeah. Yeah.
But who would they match Bow Wow with from his era outside of Romeo?
Who else was a rapper back then? Chris Cross? But he's before. Is he? Wait, he was after Chris Cross, though. I think he was.
He was the after around at the same time.
I think he was a little on the tail end, but technically, I think around the same time. But I think he was still much younger than them.
B2K.
They not rappers though, aren't they? Singers.
They are singers, but shoot, they're in the same era.
But again, like, what's a Bow Wow song? In the comments, do y'all know a Bow Wow song? Like one. Just give me one.
I can't even give you a Bow Wow song.
If my computers wasn't acting up so bad around here, I would try to Google it real quick. But I don't know. I don't know not one.
I gotta turn my camera off for a second.
And like I said, Soulja Boy is just that one. And I guess in that sense, maybe I will watch just because I want to see what they go play.
What are they singing?
You mean rapping? Let's not be too old about all this. Wait, it look like Bow Wow got a bunch of songs.
I do mean rapping, but you know.
Yeah, but we got to use the right terms, Tish, so they don't know we so out of the loop.
That's this young old head stuff going on right now. Forgive me.
Yes,
forgive me.
So he got about 24 songs at least that when I Googled Bow Wow songs that just came up. Now, could I tell you what any of them sound like? Nah.
Absolutely not.
So I probably will watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it because people might be bored watching me stare into oblivion.
Right.
But yeah,
I don't think I remember. Only thing this might sound crazy. I just remember it's not even a song or a rap, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. This is maybe at a concert or something, and him saying something like, when I say bow, you say wow, bow, wow, bow, wow, bow.
That can't be the full song. And if he plays that on Verzuz, I'm gonna cancel him.
You know, I'm telling my age right now, saying some mess like that.
But wasn't he in Space Jams or some basketball movie?
Yes, he was. It was a basketball movie.
Was it Space Jams or something else?
I think it was Space Jams. And didn't he play in Lotto? Was it Lotto?
Now he was in a few movies, but I don't know what's Lotto though, because I don't remember Lotto.
Lotto was somebody had won a lottery ticket and they spent the whole day trying to find the person or something. I don't know. It was so old. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. And if it was sometime in the 90s, late 90s, I was like really in my early 20s, so I was too busy running the street to watch TV or movies. Well, I would watch some movies, but not no kiddie movies.
Yeah. Child, I don't know.
And wasn't he on because I'm just saying Pam's comment about Snoop that just reminded me, wasn't he on Snoop's Doggy Style as the kid cursing? Or am I getting that wrong? Am I making that up? Because I loved Snoop's first CD, but I feel like because he was kind of grooming.
I can't even sing many Snoop Dogg songs to you. I just
Gin and Juice. I can do that.
Smoking Indo. That's the only one. Lay back. Got my mind on my money
and my money on my mind. No, now Snoop, I can give you his whole first CD catalog. Like I used to listen to that CD from the first track all the way through, even the intros to the songs, all of it. That I love that one. But I was also like 19 years old.
You want to catch up on the comments before we go?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, but I did before you do that. I was highly disappointed in this Verzuz announcement because after the Escape versus SWV, Swiss Beat and Timbaland, they did like a quick little live between each other, and they were talking about how the evening went, and they were talking about how they were putting together the next people for the next Verzuz and how big it was going to be and blah blah blah. And I'm like, ooh, they got somebody real big, and they like, oh, we can't say too much, blah blah blah. This and then they can't, and then it was like, but what I'm saying is maybe the people they were talking about canceled, and this is what we ended up with, because this can't be what they were talking about.
And you was like,
yeah, because I'm already like, ooh, I got to be ready. I'm gonna have my system together. I'm gonna stream this one too. Yeah. Come on, man. Bow Wow.
That's you don't even waste your time.
It was so funny. Somebody's tweet was Soulja Boy is gonna play his hits and Bow Wow is gonna play clips from his movies. He is more of a TV star / movies person at this point.
Yeah,
I don't even think of
reality TV now. He's doing his producing and stuff. You know, I don't know. Shaboom. Let's see what they're talking about over here in the comments section. Okay, so Siobhan says, oh, wait a minute. Grits and Wavy says, yes, those guys are young. Pam says, I'll pass.
Me and you both.
Okay. Then Siobhan says, hey, y'all. I really enjoyed. Wait a minute. I keep whenever I scroll, it goes too far up. Hey, y'all. I really enjoyed this live. Gotta go. Definitely a new subscriber to this channel. Thank you, Letitia, for posting on your community tab.
Well, welcome to the family, the Evolver family,
Yes.
Siobhan. Thanks so much.
Yes. Grissom Baby says the new generation. I'm about
Right.
to watch it because Soulja is with the shenanigans.
That is true. And they actually had a beef years ago too, and that's what I thought this was going to be about, like them kind of rectifying the beef or something. But it seemed like they cool now. So, but I didn't research what the beef because I don't remember what it was about, and I didn't care enough to research.
I'm not watching it at all.
I think I'm gonna have it playing in the background while I do other stuff.
You know,
just in case something happens.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Since they started this whole Verzuz thing, I haven't watched any of them while they were streaming.
Okay.
Because I just wasn't hype about any of them. Like, I'm not hype about none of it. So I just catch it.
So for me it's different because Brandy and Monica was like my, I think, freshman year in high school. Like a lot of it was like my teenage formative years with when I was really, really into music. So like the same with SWV Ain't Escape. And then Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight were just epic because, you know, they're legends.
You know what? I lied. I lied. Patti LaBelle
and Gladys.
I did watch that. I watched them while they were live. I did.
I've watched and Keisha Cole and Ashanti. That was a mess, but I did watch that one. And then to me, the cool part about watching it live is that depending on where you're watching it, like even on IG, you got people in the comments, so the chats, and so it's kind of like you kind of doing a watch party. So that's kind of why I enjoy it.
Yeah,
doing it live versus watching it because I never watch any of them after that.
Yeah, I watch them afterwards. Like I watched Keisha Cole, and no,
that was a mess. She was an hour late.
No, I didn't watch Keisha Cole and Ashanti. I watched Monica and Brandy afterwards. I watched
that one was amazing.
Gucci Mane and what's his name afterwards. What was the Gucci Mane and what was his name that was with him? Jeannie, my husband. You didn't watch that one at all?
Oh,
what's his name?
I know who it is. I cannot think of his name right now.
Yeah, but I watched them afterwards because everybody was talking about it so much. I was like, let me see what they talking about. So I watched it afterwards because they were saying how, you know, Gucci Mane was like sound going off on him and saying stuff, and he was yeah, whatever. Anyway,
I think I saw a clip from it because then they have like a little divide or a pit between them or something. Okay, I did see a clip or two from that, but I did not watch that. I'm not really a big rap person. I mean, I went through a stint when I was in my teens, but
same here.
And it's very, you know, surface level rap that I'm in. Like real popular stuff is what I was into.
Me too.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's your big
like Gucci Mane. Yeah, you would have to play the songs before I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I do know this one.
And you know what's crazy is that some of the songs that they played on that Verzuz with Gucci Mane and Jeannie Mai's husband, because I cannot think of his name right now, I was saying to myself, oh, that's his song? Okay, I heard that before. Oh, that's his song? Okay. Like I heard a lot of the songs. Jeezy. Yes, Jeezy.
Yeah.
A lot of those songs, I didn't know that was their songs.
Right. And that's how it would be. Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. Oh, it was a lot of
Once again, telling our age. I'm here. I just realized when I switched these computers around, I didn't plug this one up, so I don't want it to go. But I'm gonna just turn my camera off. But I'm here. Just read the comments.
Okay, so Pam says he was in Snoop video as a baby. Bow Wow does have a lot of songs. He just don't know them. No, we just don't know them. Okay, sorry.
Right.
We just don't know.
Right.
Y'all, the Tito's is kicking in. Forgive me. Somebody get a 30-year-old on the phone. Wait.
We got to diversify this.
You got jokes, Grissom Wavy. Bow Wow is a slick, good actor. He should keep doing. Grissom Wavy also says, find the Lottery movie. It was pretty good. It was a good movie, Vel. You got to go watch it when you get a chance.
Hopefully it's on YouTube.
And find some time in your spare time, because I know that's not going to be at the top of your list, but you know.
if it's good, because I'm kind of bored with what's on TV, because I ended up watching like a really old movie. I watched Hollywood Shuffle yesterday.
I never saw that. Never even seen
That's
that.
And it the whole thing with Paul Mooney made me watch it because he was one of the writers, but that's with Robert Townsend. It's goofy, but it's
heard of that.
Oh my God, I watched that movie so many times as a kid.
So, Grissom Wavy says Bow Wow was with Snoop first. Snoop gave him to Jermaine Dupri. I do know that story.
Yes.
Redman and Method Man was the best. I didn't see that one.
I heard about that one.
Grissom Wavy says stream this one too. You'll have all the youngsters coming through.
Mm-hmm.
True. Jeezy. Pam is saying Jeezy.
Is it Yeezy or Jeezy?
It's Jeezy.
Okay.
Yeezy is the sneakers. The Kanye West sneakers, right?
Right. And it's also what he called himself, right? Doesn't Kanye call himself Yeezy sometimes? I feel like it. I could be wrong. Y'all come correct me, because this is just not my wheelhouse.
I don't know nothing about none of this stuff.
Now I saw a grit. I don't know if you passed it where she had mentioned the Brat. Like if you talking about the Brad, and I saw somebody mention Bone Thugs and Harmony. See, that's me. Crucial Conflict. Like
yes.
You got me there. That I got to know the songs.
Julio, Domino, Ludacris. Yes, Ludacris. Move.
Yeah.
Get out the way. No, when I was loving Ludacris, I was living in Atlanta at the time. And I would like pump his music and be on the highway rolling off fast.
Move.
Like, move. Oh my God, I used to be on the highway like boom, 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 boom. Yes. It's definitely better to watch it live. Get your snack and meals and relax. Okay.
Yeah.
But I won't be watching Bow Wow and what's his face live. Sorry. Soulja Boy. I don't even know their songs. How am I bump to that? I mean,
it might end up being one of those things. Like once they start playing, like, oh yeah, I didn't know this.
Right?
So I think I'm a watch it. I don't know if I'll stream it. I'm just not sure about that one.
Yeah. Okay, so what we was going to talk about was the T.I. and Tiny.
Oh
situation. Did you have a video to play for that, Val?
I do not have a video for that. No, I just have a little photo.
Okay.
So, and I did watch a little bit because you were talking about. I've honestly just I knew the surface level stuff and really haven't paid that much more attention to it. Mm-hmm. But they're saying, some of the friends are sticking with them while others are ditching them. Mm-hmm. And then this one girl, and it's the one in this photo. Does it help? No, that don't really help. But anyway, the girl in this photo supposedly was like really close to them.
That's the Sabrina girl?
Yeah. But what do you know? Because this is more like you followed it more closely than I have.
So there's a few women in LA that have came forward and saying that they allegedly drugged them, and they're being charged with sex trafficking. And
aren't we up to 14 women now?
Yeah,
I think I heard 14 last.
I was listening to this report that ET News had reported on right before we came on live. You want me to play it so they can hear?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll play that. Hold up, they got a commercial, y'all. Hold on. All right.
You T.I. and wife Tamika Tiny Harris are under
Can you
police
hear it?
investigation
Mhm.
in Los Angeles following claims of sexual assault and drugging. The LAPD confirmed to ET that there is an active investigation, but declined to provide more information at this time. ET has reached out to T.I. and Tiny's reps for comment. In March, attorney Tyrone Blackburn, who is representing multiple women, announced that he was seeking criminal charges against the couple. Blackburn said he's representing 11 accusers, including 10 women and 1 man, who claim to be victims of numerous crimes, including kidnapping, drugging, and sexual assault, allegedly committed by T.I. and Tiny. The couple's attorney released a statement to ET in March denying the allegations, saying, "We are confident that if these claims are thoroughly and fairly investigated, no charges will be forthcoming." The Harrises implore everyone not to be taken in by these obvious attempts to manipulate the press and misuse the justice system. In a letter to the California State Attorney General, Blackburn claimed that his firm has been contacted by over 30 women in the past 2 weeks with additional allegations claiming that the couple, aided by several individuals in their employ, have kidnapped them, drugged them, raped them, and terrorized them with threats of death or physical bodily harm. He added the alleged incidents occurred in Los Angeles as well as Georgia and Florida between 2005 and 2018. The attorney claimed that all 11 clients recount eerily similar events of sexual abuse, forced ingestion of illegal narcotics, kidnapping, terroristic threats, and false imprisonment. Production on the 4th season of the couple's reality show, T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle, was put on hold in early February when allegations against the pair began to surface on social media.
Tip and I have had our ups and downs, but we're finally in a great place together. It gives us time to focus on the kids and help them grow.
In April 2020, E.T. spoke with Tiny about how her marriage is going to be played out on TV.
I think, this season, as far as the relationship, as far as I can remember in this season, everything was really pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It was probably some of our best times. And, even with our fam crew, they was like, wow, like, this has been amazing.
Wow.
Like, you guys haven't been fussing and, we've been, like, really on one accord and very loving and trying to work with each other. I'm not saying we don't have spats here and there, but of course it's been like a real close-knit bond, like we back in love, like old time when we first got together. So, that is, really good because we've been able to find ourselves back into that place. And I think that's a very hard thing to do. It's like fresh new love,
Okay, I went down none of that last piece of it, but okay.
This is a loaded topic, and because there has not been any charges brought against them and there has been no convictions in the court of law, I really personally don't want to say a whole lot on it. All right now it's a bunch of allegations. All I could speak on is the fact that we do know that they have, openly said, or it's been rumored that they have participated in sex with multiple people and stuff like that. This is giving me Bill Cosby vibes and a whole bunch of other people that's been in the media with this, famous people that's been in the media with these type of allegations brought against them. It's so sad to even think that this is even possible that they did something like this. But I keep hearing people say on different platforms where there's smoke, there's fire, and that's true.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I do believe that there was a lot of consensual situations with them. That's a loaded topic. I don't really know how to speak on that because
I think that's why I really haven't invested too much research or paid a whole lot of attention to it, because I'm almost for the most part, like, okay, we'll see once we get to the point of if they're going to even be charged. If they are charged, then the whole trial piece of it, and then, everything will come to light. And that's kind of the position I've been taking. However, with that being said, I do truly believe that they have interacted with many of these people. On what level, I don't know. Is that echoing all the way? You hear the echo? My echo? Oh, okay. But yeah, and I like hearing that there's a guy involved. I had never heard that piece of it, but the rumor piece of it, even like Candy and Todd get down like that too. But Candy even said when someone in one of her interviews when it first came out, this story first came out, and they were asking her how does she feel about it, and and she was saying, this is why you have people sign non-disclosures. So that shows that she wasn't like, don't do it, don't have no open relationship, don't get down like that. She's like, that's why you have people sign, and then too, when people kind of get deep into stuff, they get a little reckless with it. So years of an open relationship, they probably start doing more and more and more, and we'll see.
I also think that I was looking at T.I.'s IG today, and he posted a video. Let me show you guys. I don't know if you guys could see it, but this is the video that he posted with him and Tiny.
Oh, let me make you larger.
Can y'all see it?
Trying to make you larger. I don't know. There we go.
Yeah, so this is T.I. and Tiny, and the caption said date night. And this was a post that they posted recently, maybe like a day ago or something like that. And for me, this was a day ago that they posted this. To me, looking at this, I feel like this is a time that they're gonna probably bond together tighter than they ever did, and it's a time that they should bond closer together, with allegations like this. And what are their children thinking hearing this type of stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and honestly, even if they not truly bonding together, they plan the PR stunt very well.
Exactly.
Like, I always look at this celebrity life is a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. And so when I see stuff like that, I know what the narrative that they want us to buy is that, oh, they so loving and they sticking together. No, I'm like, they trying to prove that we still together and we not letting this tear us apart, because it ain't true, even if it is true. Like, it's a whole game that they play in the celebrity world. So I'm like, whatever. Even like the clip you just played, the audio, where she's talking about how basically this was such a great season that we taped that you guys can't see because of this foolishness, and we weren't even fighting, and the crew was saying how great everything was. Well, get out of here with all that. Like, all that's publicity kind of bull crap that they do.
They have to.
Yeah. Let me see what happens with this investigation. then we'll see.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So,
like, I find it hard to, like, I used to watch their show years ago, but I kind of fell off. But usually I'll pick up a show like that I just fell off watching and start binge watching it if it's on somewhere I can stream it. But I found, like, even John Gray, the preacher who cheated on his wife repeatedly and got caught up again, he had their own show, and it was a show that I kind of meant to watch. I think I watched a couple episodes when it first aired, and I've been seeing it now on Discovery Plus, and I'm like, I can't even click on this because I just know everything is a lie, like more of a lie than what TV normally is. Like, so, yeah.
Yeah. So, Tristan Thompson.
There's comments about the T.I. thing.
Okay, what they saying? I agree with you, Val. Grissom Wavy says there's a video that just came out. Somebody was trying to fight their son King. Wow. King went to his car and got his book bag, basically implying that there was some sort of weapon in it. Wow. Pam says they better stick together If one goes down, the other goes down. Absolutely.
So true. However, there may be I don't know, because people, when they implicate them, they implicate Tiny just as much. Like, you don't really hear them much saying, well, T.I. got me alone. It's like, well, T.I. did this and Tiny did that to me.
Yeah.
So they was I will give them credit if this, allegedly, if this is true, I will give them credit that they obviously had maybe the kind of setup where it was like, we get down together and not individually. And some people have open relationships like that where they're like, you can do anything you want to do, but I got to be right there. And I kind of respect that to a degree. That don't sound like we hearing anything about T.I. being out there by himself doing any of this. It was like, this is what we do together.
We doing this together.
Right.
Exactly.
So if it was all consenting adults, I'd be like, that's cool, that's good, y'all. Have at it, have fun.
Britson Wavy says, looks like he was at school. Guess he needs security to go to school too. That's a shame. What the kids have to do with this? The kids don't have anything to do with this.
But their peers are gonna, it's kind of like, even when we were in school, God forbid somebody get any information about your parents at school. It's gonna come to school and they gonna rag on you about it. So it's the same. It's just in this generation, for one, they got famous families, and then the other pieces, they have access to social media, and we didn't have that growing up.
Psychology Eats says, did y'all discuss Tim Norman yet? A little bit. Psychology Eats, we did a little bit. Yeah,
not much, because there isn't really much new information besides giving them an extension on doing more research on the case, on the evidence. So that's all we really got for now. But when something major happens, we'll definitely talk about it.
So Tristan Thompson is back in the news. Tasha K, she exposes everything and everyone. She's gonna bring all the tea, the wine, because they don't spill tea over there, she said. They spill wine. But so apparently he's been sleeping with a porn star. Yeah. And she covered this story with the porn star. There's a video on it on her page. It's like a 5-minute long video. I think that might be too long to play here. But
was it the group of girls, the podcast style thing?
No, this is it right here. Let me show you.
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt the other day from the blackout.
Hold up.
The girl couldn't get her dates together. Gave him the benefit of the doubt the other day from the.
Well, Tasha, we can't play too much because she'll get your video together.
Okay.
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt the other day from the blackout girls because the girl couldn't get her dates together. I was like, wait a minute. You said January, then you said November. Yeah, I was just like,
right. I heard this one. So
you heard that one?
What she's saying in there is that the girl's story wasn't lining up.
Right. She was talking about when the girls first came out, their story wasn't lining up. But this new girl came on her show. This is what she looks like.
Okay.
Tasha K had a interview.
She looked a little clownish. put that back up for those who didn't see it well, because I didn't see it as well. Oh, Lord Jesus. Hold on. I'm still trying to learn how to use this thing. Okay. Why does she look like that? Is that just okay?
No, she really look like that. That's what she really looked like. But
look like Michael Jackson in a wig.
She was basically telling Tasha K how Tristan flew her out. I can't remember where he flew her out to, but he flew. You got to watch the video yourself. He flew her out, and they stayed at some hotel, and they had an exchange. And this was recently. So.
But now, is that the update video? Because the one I just watched today, Tasha K says that's if they found out it wasn't true, and the attorneys, they had Khole and Tristan had their attorneys reach out to her, and they said, if you can't provide us with receipts, you need to stop. And so the receipts that she supposedly called herself providing was just of Khole reaching out to her saying, is this true? But she didn't have no real receipts about her and Tristan hooking up whatsoever.
What she said on that, I don't know. I didn't see that video that you're talking about today. but on this particular one, she said that her receipt was that his private parts. She described the way his private parts looked.
But if she, if she one of those Instagram models, because that's the word they call them now, models, then that's word on the street. Some other chick could have told her what. Again, a receipt is, where's your flight? Like, show me the stub from when he flew you out.
Right.
You had to, in order to get on a plane, you got to have a ticket.
Show me a hotel. Show me a hotel receipt with his name on the hotel.
Yeah, but even maybe you don't even have that, but at least show me that you actually flew there. Something more than just a description. Anybody can describe what somebody told you about.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But the one I don't know the date of the video I had just watched. But she basically, Tasha K did an update saying the girl was basically lying.
She did. You watched that today?
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a today video. It was probably from earlier this week or something.
Like a recap or something.
Yeah, because she went over it was a whole bunch of different stories, but that was one of the stories.
Okay.
But I'll send it to you after this. But I think there's an update that the girl was lying.
Okay. And I gotta send.
But it's and it was something else, and I think it's this article that I just had popped up on the screen where they were saying, even though he was found to be innocent in this particular situation, people still dragging him because of his history. That's what makes this seem like, people looking into it like, okay, did this happen? But had he not been so dirty before, then it wouldn't have been so much room for speculation. So it's kind of like people still dragging him. And Khole supposedly is still mad at him for the fact that his name could even be brought up and stuff like that based on history.
Right. Like, you supposed to be chilling.
Right.
Like, nobody's supposed to be able to say anything about you at this point. Like, you ain't even supposed to smile at a woman too hard. Like, you're supposed to just be like, you ain't supposed to say hello. I'm sorry. Like, no.
But in his defense, he may not have done any of that. It's almost like someone who has been a thief. And then even when they stop being a thief, people have known them as a thief. So anytime something come up, they automatically look at them. Or when they describe them, they like, oh yeah, Vel the thief. Vel the thief, and Vel ain't stolen 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So for me, so what it seems like is he's actually innocent in this particular case. Doesn't mean he's not doing anything anywhere. I'm not saying that, but he ain't been caught recently. But based on his past, he's wrapped up in this foolishness that it seems like the girl is just flat out lying for clout.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the comment section? Psychology Eat says, I follow Vel for my Tim and more updates. Thanks. Yes, Psychology Eats.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So what we got next here?
So our next story, and I don't know if y'all all burnt out from the Housewives of Atlanta. I actually have not been doing my updates. I've been watching it religiously, but been dragging my feet with actually doing videos to give updates on it. But anyway, there's conversation about whether or not Kandi Burruss will be back for the next season. And I just wanted to bring this up because it's been a conversation out there to see what you guys thought about it. Hold on, I'm all over the place. Okay, there we go. But anyway, what do you guys think about it? Or do you even care? But basically the story is that Kandi and Cynthia may have reduced roles or may not be back at all. And one of the speculations with Kandi is there's a chance that Phaedra may be coming back, which I'm actually excited. I actually do want Phaedra to come back. I feel like she has served her time for the crime that she committed of lying. Yeah. I just feel like they need something to spice it up. I would like for Candy to stay, but I honestly think she could just be a friend of the show, because as much as I really do like
Candy
Candy,
not bringing nothing to the show.
right? And like they said, this season, somebody was I was watching a YouTuber, Adam something, I can't remember his name now, but I was watching his commentary, and he basically was saying the only thing that Candy brought this year was her daughter Riley going away to college, and the fact that she knew the real dirt on the Bolo situation. But other than that, she wasn't.
Did she tell it?
She didn't. She did, but she didn't. she kind of
didn't tell anything.
Yeah, I mean, she did kind of with Don Juan when they were at lunch together. She kind of spilled it a little bit, but overall, she didn't.
A few episodes, I don't know.
Yeah, overall, she didn't flat out come back. I mean, overall, she didn't flat out like air her out on that. But I would be okay with her being a friend of the show, bringing Phaedra back full time, and of course, Latoya. I just saw Pam saying she needs to come back. Yeah. And Toya needs to leave. So the new word on the street is that Toya is not coming back. I honestly, as much as she egged me this whole season completely, I kind of still wanted her to come back and see if she could redeem herself or get her act together. And also hopefully to get a little bit more behind the scenes on what's going on with her life. But
who was that Toya was always beefing with again? What was the girl named Toya and
Drew Sidora?
I feel like Toya and Drew was doing too much for the cameras. It was like I feel like they was putting on. I don't feel like
Latoya was definitely putting on, and even her husband Adam. I had did like a video on their whole little saga, and he basically said she was putting on a little extra because she lost her storyline when he wouldn't sign on to be on the show because they were getting a divorce.
Okay, that makes sense.
And he wouldn't sign on for their children to be on there with her by themselves. So that took her storyline away. So, but she still ended up being on the show, and she felt like she had to have something. So she came trying to be, a witch. And twirling all through there, destroying stuff. And Drew, to me, at the end, started looking really, really bad. She allowed Toya just to kind of pull her down, and I started not to like Drew as much. And then I don't like people who, and this may offend some people, I might get canceled for this comment, but I don't like people who Bible beat people with their religion.
That's not offensive.
Well, some people are offended by it because then they'll think that I'm believing it. Yeah, and I'm a Christian, but
and all that.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. Just let that be known. But I just don't feel like you gotta everything. Ooh, we gotta pray about this, or ooh, the guy said this, and I'm like, she was doing too much. She started to do more and more of that. Even she wanted to pray at the reunion, I think. Before they covered a certain topic, she wanted to. I think the topic about her child and the baptism and all of that. She was like, "Before we do that, can we all just pray?" I was like, "You're doing too much."
I've missed a lot of episodes of The Housewives this season, so I would have to go back and.
Yeah, it was touch and go. You ain't got to worry about it. You're all right. You didn't miss too much. You really did.
I didn't miss nothing
It sounds like you got the gist of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and a lot of it I got from just seeing like commentary for people on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And their ratings were really, really, really poor. So they definitely need a shakeup, and that's what they were saying. The producers are very aware that they need to do and are really trying to put together the pieces to do a shakeup. And yeah, I think it's necessary. So we'll see. Cynthia, she can go or become a friend of the show. But Cynthia's not doing nothing. The bottom line is this: reality TV is about drama. And if you ain't got no drama going on in your personal life and all that, then
want to create some in someone else's life. If you ain't got none in your life, you got to create it in somebody else.
Portia is about to be the next Nene on the show. Okay, with her new scandal.
Absolutely. And some people were saying this should have came out right before the reunion. Now, this would have made it improve their ratings. But there's rumored that, well, I don't even think it's rumor anymore, but Portia is supposed to get her own little spinoff short series. And it's supposed to be a test to see if she can get an audience for her own complete show, spinoff show. Like, what's her name had? What's the girl name? You know what I'm talking about, the Kim Zolciak.
Okay.
Yeah, because her show just got canceled.
Kim Zolciak show got canceled?
Yeah, after however many, 8 seasons or something. Yeah. I hadn't watched since maybe the first or second season, if that. And I think I never watched it. Yeah, I kind of sporadically.
I'm lying. I probably watched 1 or 2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, I jumped around a little bit. I'll catch it here or there.
Yeah, I just wasn't an avid watcher. That's one of them shows I wasn't an avid watcher of it.
Grits and Wavy says, I love Candy, but the new blood is good too. I agree with that. We had so many other projects, so we will see her somewhere. Yeah, she definitely has a ton of, and Candy's supposed to get her own spinoff show too, which is supposed to be similar to Vanderpump Rules, where it's supposed to be a show about the OLG restaurants and like the crew there, and you know, the behind the scenes with the family and all of that kind of stuff. So you know, Candy is always hustling and making stuff happen.
Candy is about that paper.
Right. So there's a chance her role might get reduced or completely eliminated just for that. A psychology eat, I agree with that. See, I think that's the perfect definition. Churchy. She a little too churchy. Like there's a time and a place for the churchiness, and on the RHOA is not the place. Or definitely not in every scene. Grits and Wavy, without Candy, there would not have been a Bolo situation. True. And somebody said that as well, like giving credit to Candy for, I think that was at the reunion. Somebody said that, like, why are we here? Like, why is this set even looking like this? It's because of the Bolo situation. So you have to give her credit there. And she profited from it too. And I was going to do a video on it. And I started doing like research and stuff. And then once again, got lazy and didn't finish it. But it was Candy on the episode with the Bolo situation. Candy had it already set up with her website where she was advertising the swing, the swing that she put Cynthia on at the
party,
little toys.
The party, yeah.
She already had it set up, and I'm a part of her little text community. She was advertising it. It's now on sale. The swing that Cynthia was. I was like, this girl is on it. She is about her money. So she turned that episode into a cash cow for herself, and she admitted it even on the reunion. I think she said that this year was really, really good for Candy Coated. What is it called? I was going to say Candy Coated Night.
Candy Coated Night?
No, that's the name of her show.
That's the show.
It's something. Y'all know what we're talking about.
Candy Coated, her sex line.
Is it just Candy Coated?
I think it's just Candy Coated.
Yeah. So she was saying this year was really good for her business. Pam is saying yes. She prayed seems phony. Yeah, I agree. Pam, especially during that reunion. Yeah, Kim Zolciak. Pam says Kim. She must have been tardy for the party. Still got cancer.
Psychology Eat says sounds interesting. Candy new show.
Yeah, I'll give it a look, but what's her name? Mama Joyce irks me. I think she's mean for no reason too much. Like, you know, you got the whole thing. She didn't like the first Candy's ex-fiance who passed away. She didn't like him. I kind of understand why. He seemed a little scrubbish. But she didn't like Todd.
He got shot, right? Didn't he get shot or something like that?
No, he didn't get shot. He was in a fight at a club. Got into a fight.
Nightclub, yeah.
And from what I read, and this could be wrong, but what I remember is that when he got in a fight, I think he got punched either in the back of the head or in some kind of way that like took him out. Yeah. But it wasn't a gun. It wasn't like a bullet or whatever.
Somebody knocked him out for real.
Yeah. And then, you know, she had an issue with Todd, and it wasn't that Todd was a complete scrub, but he just wasn't a millionaire. Right. And the most recent thing she did was with the Verzuz.
Evil.
Yeah, with the and she's always worried about people being money hungry with Candy, but she's money hungry.
You're the one.
Yeah, she treats Candy like, where my money? Like she pimping her daughter. Like, where my money at? I want a new house. This nice house. Where my house at? I had just bought you a house. I'm remodeling the house.
It's like she feels like she's entitled.
Yes,
because I birthed you.
Yeah, and parents do that, but it's just in a different. It's just in a grimy kind of way to me. I don't like her. But the thing she just did recently, and I'm always everything she do, I kind of roll my eyes at.
You remind me of Rashida's mom.
Oh, I don't know Rashida's mom. I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop like that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. Rashida's mom is something like she's something else.
But
and I used to see her in person in real life, and she was just
okay. So you already know that's the real her. And Mama Joyce, I feel, because I hear people say, "Oh, she ain't no joke." But with the Verzuz battle, she was in a live. Candy had her on live with her, talking about the Verzuz battle. And Candy trying to give love to SWV, saying it was a great night. We had so much fun with the ladies, and everybody did great, and it wasn't about nobody winning. And then Mama just get, nah, but that SWV, you girls won because you know y'all better than them. And she was like, Mama, she was like, it's not about that. You know, we all great and blah blah blah. Nah, but see y'all. It was a live. It was I was on Twitch watching it. So after the Verzuz battle went off on Twitch, they did a live with the girl groups, both SWV and Escape. They kind of did a backstage live and they talked for a minute, and then they did Timberland and Swiss Beats. They talked too.
It's like
so it was on that.
Have any filter? Like,
no,
you're too old to not know that. You shouldn't say so at some point.
And she knows she don't care. She doesn't care. And that's where my issue is with her. And that's why she gets into it, you know, with the women on the show who don't like, you know, hold her in high regard. If they don't treat her like, you know, a queen or whatever, then she got a problem with them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what else we got in the comments? I don't want to miss nobody before we go to the next. Oh, Grissom Wavy says, yes, Drew was doing too many weird things about LaToya and the Prophet. I agree that her taping, well, her bringing a cassette tape. Did you see that, Tish?
I told you I missed it.
So I think in maybe the last episode before the reunion or second to last, Drew wanted to bring evidence that Toya was in fact getting down, or that the Prophet was really interested in LaToya in a more intimate way than what he was trying to act. So, you really missed a lot there. So one of their beefs, besides, I mean, they had so many ridiculous petty beefs, but the last beef that LaToya and Drew had was that Drew was pissed at LaToya because she developed a relationship with Drew's Prophet, who was going to baptize her infant daughter. And because of this, the Prophet. So for whatever reason, the Prophet backs out of baptizing the daughter, or people backed out of it. And so Drew wanted to blame LaToya and her becoming close to the Prophet for it, and saying that they were sleeping together. And LaToya adamantly denies it. The Prophet denies it. And I can't even remember. It was so stupid that I can't even remember why they said that the Prophet wouldn't do it anymore. I can't even remember. But anyway, Drew decides at their Christmas party, their white elephant Christmas party where they're exchanging gifts, that one of her gag gifts is going to be she's playing the cassette tape of the Prophet being recorded talking about LaToya and how she's a great girl or whatever he was saying. It was so stupid, but it was like zero evidence. It was, for one, why is it on a cassette tape? Who does that in 2021?
Like literally?
She had the little mini boombox and had the assistant play it, and it was just funny and awkward watching him put it in, and everybody sitting there in silence. It's like, where's your MP4?
No freaking
And then when they played it, everybody's listening. Like, okay, so what are we supposed to get from this?
CD or something? Dang.
So anyway, it was stupid, but that's one of the things Grits and Wavy is talking about, the ridiculousness of the cassette player, the cassette tape.
So Catherine Hall says, wasn't it Dubai regarding the travels?
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
did I miss something?
They should bring.
I might have missed that.
I don't know. Nene ain't fooling with them. The swing psychology says the swing. Yes, that swing. She started selling that swing. I ain't mad at.
Oh yeah.
Mama J is hateful. She's
right.
Hateful.
Oh my gosh. I think she's miserable.
Very bitter, like Pam said. She's very bitter. That's true.
I wonder, didn't she have a boyfriend or something? I wonder, does she still have him? She needs something in her life.
Somebody or something. She wasn't churchy when Bolo was around. Didn't Drew kiss Toya? I think she did. They did kiss or something like that, right?
Yeah, they did say that.
There was a lot of girl on girl kissing this season too. I was like,
there's a lot of girl on girl, a lot of stuff. Because I'm like,
didn't Kenya kiss somebody or something?
No. Kenya didn't do nothing but do her chocolate
private body. She showed her body.
Yeah, and spreading her legs all, flipping her legs all around the room. But yeah, she didn't do anything. But Latoya was in. Latoya was in Portia's crotch, with her whole head in the crotch.
They was doing a lot of stuff.
And I'm like, do y'all let me know? It's a few women in this chat. Do y'all do that stuff? Like, I've never been to a woman's stripper party, and I know it gets wild, but I didn't know. I thought it got wild with the stripper involved. Not. It's a lot. Let's just say me and my friends would never.
No, exactly. No,
it's too much. It's too much. No. But Drew was doing too much for a married woman, especially on TV. Like, I don't care. I don't know. You don't know them women. Them not your homegirls from back home that you grew up with. I don't trust people like that. You all got this guy, got you bent over, and she was doing too much. And then she tried to act like she was innocent in the end.
Mm-hmm. Psychology Eat says Candy disclosed that Mama stole money from her. I didn't know that.
Where? When? I never heard that.
Yeah, I never heard that one either.
I'm not surprised.
Beverly Candy. That's what
thank
it's called.
you,
Beverly
Grits.
Candy.
Yeah.
What does Bolo? Be on the lookout?
I love that.
That's a good one. Psychology East says, why did Drew care so much? It got
really weird. You're right.
It was way too much.
It really was. Because
Nene is over it.
I think they're over Nene, to be honest. Like, Nene burned too many bridges, and I'm not saying her case against them wasn't true, but when she made it racial as well, or exposed it being racial as well, I think that kind of Nene got full of herself. Like, we gotta call a spade a spade. Was she good for the show? Yes. Did she bring it? Did she bring it? Yes. Was she the queen bee? Yes. But was she like doing the most? Yes. On screen, and I'm sure off screen.
Mm-hmm. So, little known fact about Phaedra Park: she's licensed funeral director. I think we all know that.
We know that because she got that license on the show.
Yeah.
And she started that business. I want to say her second season in or something. Mm-hmm. That's what I said. I kind of was thinking about watching the old episode, which I started doing like a year or so ago. While I was watching the old episodes, and I thought about what if I just do reviews on the old episodes, but I'm not sure. How much. I don't know if people would care as much as I did, but when I was going back, I was really reminiscing. I was like, oh, I remember this, or just how things were different back then, the cars they drove, the way they looked, the houses they started out in versus what they got now, all that.
Mm-hmm. Pam says, hell no. She's talking about the girlfriends getting together and doing all those things on each other.
Oh.
Grits and Wavy says, Bolo is a stripper. Go to YouTube and put Bolo the stripper.
Oh, yeah.
Psychology E says Mama J has credit cards and Candy's name and ran them up at casino. What?
She got a gambling problem too.
Mama and her boyfriend ripped Candy off for money during a home renovation.
So it was the renovation I just mentioned real quickly before, because when Candy bought her latest house, she was renovating her mama's house at the same time. And then when she bought her house, the mama got jealous of Candy's new house and was like, I want a new house. And Candy ended up buying her house in that same area.
She's not humble at all.
No, because she was like, nah, I don't want this house. She was like, but mama, I'm renovating your house.
And Candy panders for her. Like, she just...
I don't know. Like, maybe, do you think it has anything to do with, her brother? Yeah. Was he murder or accident? Car accident?
I'm not sure how he died.
I forgot. Yeah. But with him being gone, do you think it's just like she know her mom suffered with that and she trying to make up for it? Because I'm now your only child.
How long do I have to cater to your feelings about the loss of your child? I'm
right in that way.
That's my brother. I'm hurt too.
Right, because it's not like she don't take care of her mom, but her mom is excessive with
she
it.
Just do too much. She does way too much. It irks my nerve. That lady. Catherine says, "Oh, that's right. My brain died." She's talking about the fact that Phaedra had got the license on the show, and Psychology East is saying, "Yes, Vel, do it. I like to look back." So she.
Oh, we got one vote.
Yeah. And
I just got to quit being lazy with my editing. Like, that's been killing me lately. That's why these videos have become far in between.
Let me tell y'all, since I became monetized, I'm not even going live. I like going live.
There's a reason people go live, and I quickly realized that once I really got into it. Like, there's no editing. Rarely, you might edit some stuff out if YouTube gonna get on you about it. But for the most part, you done. When we click
done. You just
we
go
done.
live
It's
and
up.
You get off, and that's it.
Right. And with editing, it's like you got to create your script.
Record it.
You got to then set yourself up, your camera, your lights, get dressed, and then you got to sit down. You got to record it. Then you bring it in. Then you got to edit it down, and then you got to upload that. And so it's like easily 10 to 12 hours to do each video that I do. And sometimes I just can't pull it together for that. So that's an idea.
Marlo wasn't really doing nothing this season, was she?
Yeah, she actually she was doing a lot. Marlo started once the Bolo situation happened. Marlo started stirring the pot, and it made her and Portia fall out because her and Portia was actually really cool and hanging out and buddies and all of that. They completely fell out till they don't even talk anymore. But she did become friends with Kenya, which was some of what why am I forgetting her name? Portia. Some of why Portia feels like she was stirring the pot because she was trying to appease Kenya's hatefulness for Portia. So yeah, Marlo was doing a lot towards the end. It's just Marlo didn't have much of a storyline for herself. For some reason, this season didn't really go into her
with the kids
raising her nephews. Yeah. But I do believe I'm with you, Psychology Eat. I do believe that Marlo deserves a peach as well. I feel like she's way overdue for one, and I feel like because I've seen quite a few interviews with her. I feel like if they dug more into her storyline, she actually does have a good storyline, even prior to her, raising her nephews. So, but she's comfortable. She's even said she's kind of okay with it because she says they treat her very well. So I think she gets paid pretty well, and they treat her like she's a housewife behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, Grits is saying car accident for Candy's brother. That's why I thought maybe it was a car accident.
Okay. And then Psychology says, yes, Candy gave Mama J and the boyfriend her old house, and Mama wanted better, although Candy paid to renovate the house. Okay.
Yeah. So then she bought her a new house in her area. A mess.
Sit down somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Psychology. Marlo was in foster care. Like, she has a deeper story around her growing up, and then even kind of how she got to the place that she's at now.
Grayson said Marlo is ignorant. I really like her though.
I'm with you. That's exactly how I feel. Like Marlo is ignorant, but she definitely brings it. So yeah, I like now who honestly who I really want on there, and I wanted them on there before the drama because you'll see it in my videos. Fallon. I really, really want her on there now. And they say that she's actually wealthy, even without, maybe not as wealthy as her husband, but she's even wealthy without him. I think he even said it. That her having a private jet and all that.
Wealth from?
She said it on Kendi's. She just said she had like businesses and stuff. I forgot what she said exactly, but on Kendi's, she did one of those speak on it's with Fallon, and she kind of said that basically she does really well, and she was saying it even then, like, and it's not based on my husband. So I'm like somebody with a private jet, and she had this big, huge house. And now I would just love to see how does she live on her own? Like, what's her level of living? But also this whole thing with the Porsche thing, like, is she really okay with it? Would you be okay with it? Like if you had a coworker, so let's put you in your industry and you work, in a shop, but y'all not buddies, but you know of this person as a colleague. And you just, it's a newer place to you or them, but then you break up with your man, and then she go and, well, I can see your man, your husband, and then she go and marry him.
I wouldn't care.
Even if he in your face, like he come to bring her lunch and flowers or whatever.
I wouldn't care. If I'm over it, why would I care?
Ooh.
If the relationship is over and I'm over him, I promise you, I would not care. I wouldn't care. Like, this is a subject that a lot of women would not agree with me on. And I have this conversation with one of my cousins all the time. And I remember when my cousin and I first had this conversation, and she had the position that I'm taking right now. And at first it was like, wait, what? But then, as we talked about it more and more, and I got to thinking about it, like, why would I care? Like, why is that a code that's being broken? If you're over this person and the relationship is over, why do you care? Why do you care? I don't.
So I'm with you. Like, I don't care as much, but I don't want it in my, and I think psychology, it might be saying similar to what I'm saying. I don't want it in my face though. I think that might be a little much. So like, I don't want to be.
I think that if I wasn't over him, then I would care. But if I'm over you and I've moved on with my life emotionally, mentally, and physically, I definitely would not care, because once I'm over you, I don't care if you sleep with my mother.
Well, I care if
I wouldn't care.
You know what? I think as you're saying that, I think maybe the issue for me is usually my breakups aren't real horrible. And so I think I always still have love for the person. It's just more, usually for me, it's a logical decision to end it. Like, this just won't work because of these things. So I think because there's still love there and sometimes still attraction, I don't really want it in my, like, I want you to move on. I want you to be happy. I don't need to see what that's looking like every day. I think that's my issue. Do it, but I don't have to see it.
If I'm truly over you and those emotions are going, like, not just I got love for you, like you're saying, I'm talking about like in love with you, and I'm just still attracted to you, and I'm still, have a desire to be next to you and stuff like that. If I no longer have those type of feelings and emotions, I would not care. I wouldn't care. And Portia and Fallon was not friends. They was doing a show together.
Right. But I think the thing that made this situation seem, well, it seems dramatic because it's like how quickly Portia's moving with this guy too. But I think part of the issue is on the show, they said that it was Portia's friend.
Right. But did you see Tammy's video? When Tammy, her reaction to this, Tammy, what's her name? Raymond, Tammy.
She a YouTuber?
Huh?
Oh, the basketball wife lady?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I never saw her. I didn't see hers.
She did a reaction to the situation. And basically she said that don't get me wrong, I do feel like it's messy.
Okay? It's very messy. I don't think any of us can deny how messy situation. It looks very messy.
Very messy.
Yeah, Tammy Roman.
Tammy Roman said this. When you're doing these shows and they bring in a new person on, they usually ask the cast members who want to introduce this person as their friend. And someone will raise their hand and say, me, I'll bring her on as a friend. So this is possibly what happened with them. It looks messy, number one, because Dennis introduced her to Simon. Okay.
I just found that out today. I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, so that's one reason why it looks messy. And the second reason,
because they were like business partners or something, because they both in the restaurant business. Associates, yeah.
Or they know each other in business. I don't know if they did business actually together or whatever, if they were friends, but whatever it was, he introduced them. So that's number one, why it looked messy. Number two, it looked messy because she introduced her on the show as her friend, but they were not actually friends. That was for the show.
Made for TV friendship, yeah.
The world ran with that, not realizing that this is a reality show. This is not real. It says reality, but it's not reality. You know what I'm saying? So,
because even LaToya,
I believe Portia when she said in her post that her and Fallon are not friends.
Yeah, I totally believe that. I totally believe that.
And guess what? $40 billion. Okay.
I'm not saying as messy as it is, and it's messy. It is a cleanup on aisle 5. However, would I do it?
Probably yes. So.
I would.
Change your friend, $40 billion.
We ain't friends. I don't know you.
I knew you on the show.
Right. And even if this is quick and it probably won't last, I'll get something out of it.
I get something.
I get my house paid for or something. Because I'm sure she still got a mortgage on that house.
She posted a new picture. Recently.
So it's obvious that Dennis is cool with it.
Dennis is okay with it. So why isn't the world
right? Because he in the photo with it. Now, is she pregnant? That's the question. Because she had that sundress, like really large, flowy sundress on. Okay, she ain't pregnant. Is that because that's recent, right?
She said, I'm gonna stick beside him. That's the caption says, I'm gonna stick beside him.
Yeah, I mean, all that BS is whatever. Like,
no, look,
I know what Portia on.
You know where that I'm gonna stick beside him line came from, right?
Wait, what?
The line I'm gonna stick beside him. You know where that came from?
What?
I'm about to show you. Hold on. Hold up. I'm about to show you right now. Go ahead. Keep talking. Let me show you.
And the other person who they made up the friendship was LaToya Forever. I think they said Kenya brought her in, and she was not Kenya's friend. Kendi Burris brought her to the show, and she LaToya Forever. And Kendi talked about it a couple times where she said, and you was my friend, even when she had her on her Speak On It show. She was like, LaToya, I brought you into the show for real. And I think they said Portia brought her in. And they did that because they were closer in age. They felt like it was a better match for the show. So they ended up saying that Portia brought LaToya in versus who really brought her into the show.
I want to show y'all this really quick. This is a TikTok video that I did, right? And this is where the saying that Portia put on her caption, "I'ma stick beside him."
This is your man.
Yes.
Look at the screen.
That's mine.
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute.
I have seen that on TikTok. I forgot all about that. That's an insult.
Right.
It just clicked. That's an insult.
This is a gremlin in my background on this video. And so Steve Wilkos said, "This is your man." Yes.
Right.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Right. And because I've seen that on TikTok, and now that that's what made it click. I'm like, wait a minute. Every time I've seen that, it's been an ugly troll type person or whatever, monster as the joke. That's bogus, and he probably don't even know.
He don't even know. He a $40 billion man. He don't know.
Wait, does he have 40 billion?
40 billion.
Wait,
40 billion or 40 million. One of the two.
I thought I heard 40 or 50 million, but if it's
billion, shoot.
Well, no, there's a huge difference.
2.0.
Like, you got 40 billion, that's generational wealth that never ends. You got 40 million, 50 million. Some irresponsible people could run through that.
Generation to generation, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was definitely shade psychology eats.
Yeah, not that 40 million is under.
Portia played too much. That was definitely, girl. That was shade.
But the crazy part is if he don't even know that she do it. But Portia she knows what she's doing. You got to look at like who she's dated. And I really wanted to do a video on it because I remember this one scene. I think it was this season when in the very beginning, when Portia was talking about how she got with Dennis and why she decided to date him. And she said that when she found out like he was an entrepreneur and he had this and he had that, and she was demonstrating, she was talking to her mom and her sister in her living room. And every time she found out something great about his resume, she would raise her legs up gradually. Like she was basically opening herself up to be like, impregnate me. And I'm like, this is what she's doing with this guy.
Well, Portia she isn't known to date lookers. And
no, because it's about the money. Look at her first husband.
And you know, the internet was talking about the fact that Simon wasn't, all that great looking and whatever. So that's why she made that caption. Y'all say what y'all want to say. That's my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him.
Right. That is funny though. I wouldn't want to be the man on the other side of that caption, but
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Portia played too much. When I saw that, I was cracking up. I said she played all day. So want to read the rest of the comment?
Yeah, I feel like I missed the comment that somebody had mentioned. But go ahead and read through it because it's the one that
Briston Wavy said, I wouldn't care with her. I would be mad at him. No one seems to be holding Simon accountable. I said that in my video. I made a video about the situation, and I said that there are layers to why Portia and Simon are messy. Facts. I don't know. I didn't know that. That's what Catherine says. Psychology E says 40 billion. Hey, Simon. Right. Hey, Simon. Psychology E says Simon on divorce number 5 and 6 and has 235 kids allegedly.
I mean, but when you got that kind of money, it ain't like she ain't got to worry about raising them kids. They got nannies and the baby mamas are all taken care of and happy. So ain't no, now your child support eating into my mortgage.
Africans believe in getting married, period.
Yeah.
Point blank. Simon, Psychology Eat says, Trish, that's a hysterical girl. Talking about my video. Portia, that was shade. The scene was funny. That scene was funny. Grissom Wavy says, what if Simon has her long lost love? What if Simon was her original African from years ago? I heard people speculating that the one that bought her the car. But then I heard allegedly that on somebody else's channel, I can't remember one of these T channels, they were saying that the African dude that bought her the car from years ago is Simon's cousin. I don't know. And
now I know that I think you might have just said that you heard Dennis introduced him to her to Simon. However, I heard that Shamia introduced her to Simon.
Shamia hooked them up, but she didn't introduce him.
Oh, there's a difference. Okay.
There's definitely a difference.
There is a difference.
They was each other's presence, and Shamia probably was like,
right. And Shamia's married to an African man, a rich one. Yeah. Okay. She got money too, because it was talked about vaguely on the show how she kind of came up too, with her marriage.
Mm-hmm. maybe they realized it years later and that they need to be together. Who knows? Nobody, we don't know what's going on in people's lives for real. We just know what they put out in front of us.
Right.
So
we'll see. It'll make for an interesting season and an interesting spinoff show for Portia. I mean, she's working this platform. That I ain't hating on her at all.
I will say this, that to make my last point on this is that she's definitely looking like a pass around girl right now. Between Dennis and him.
A pass around girl with all her bills paid.
Yeah.
There was Paul Mooney, because I've been kind of researching and listening to a bunch of his stuff, and he said that his grandmother used to say a wet PUSS and a dry purse don't make no sense.
Okay.
Portia's grandmama told her the same thing.
But what if it's a dry PUSS?
As long as that purse ain't empty, you good.
Oh god.
So I ain't hating on Portia. She working it.
Me either.
So the last thing I want, because I purposely kind of went past this. Catherine had put in here, what's everyone's take on Dr. Umar Johnson regarding, I forgot what these initials mean for his school, but I don't know exactly what she meant by, because I watched the interview with him in the Breakfast Club. This is about 3 weeks ago now.
What they said happened? He collected money for the school and never opened it or something?
Yeah. So, well, I don't know. I haven't heard the scandalous part of it. I know his version of it from the interview is that he's trying to collect money so that he can open up the school pretty much debt free. And he says he needs this money because I think they're newer buildings somewhere. And he said the only thing he needs now is like because I think they set abandoned for years, the HVAC system and the electrical, kind of like the mechanics behind the scenes needs to be updated. And once that's done, he can open the building. And so he is asking for donations for it, but I don't know a whole lot about it. And that's why I was going to ask Catherine for kind of specifics on. Yeah, but it's psychology. He says the invisible school was school at, man. I forgot I could be doing this too. But yeah, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I mean, we can maybe touch on it next time or something. With a little bit more research. So all I know is his version. I don't know any of the scandal part of it behind, because he's saying basically if he could even just get contract, and he's just saying people don't roll like this, but even if he could get contractors to come in and donate their time, he was like, that would be, great. But he's like, because no one is willing to donate their time, he's having to ask for money so he can afford to pay them to come in and do the work. So, but yeah, that's all I really know about that story. I haven't followed it like that. But let us know if you guys are interested in us digging into that more.
I don't have anything on that.
Yeah. And then the last thing, I don't know if you guys were interested or not, but just because I did have it on the agenda, the
De'Ara
and Ken. Many people know about them because they are huge YouTubers with over 5 million subscribers, and they have their on and off again scandal. The main thing going on now is people are speculating that they are really not together anymore after her birthday. And her birthday is actually the same day as mine, April 17th. She's many years younger than me, but it's speculated that they are not together. However, they're still acting as if they're together for the sake of the business. But lately they haven't been seen together. And he was recently caught on a live on his Twitch, like streaming video games, where he was flirting. He was hanging with some friends and he was flirting with a girl who was happened to be friends of one of his other friends. And so yeah, it's basically, this is like his third cheating scandal in the past, I want to say year and a half. Yeah. And so yeah, I was just wondering, because I think it depends on the demographic. I'm older, but I am invested in them. I do watch them.
Psychology, he says, I don't know them. They big time YouTubers, psychology. But
Yeah.
they're young. They like in their 20s.
Yeah, they're like 20. I think she's just about to make 25 next year or something.
Oh,
no, they're not even that old. I think he might be 26, 27.
So they started YouTube as teenagers.
Yes, she was like 19 or something. And how they blew up was he ended up they were doing Instagram photos together as couples, and he was she was straddling him and he was holding her and they were kissing or whatever. And some big basketball player ended up tagging them and saying couple goals, and it made it go viral. And that's how they started to blow up. And they just been growing ever since. And so their whole brand is them as a couple. DK4L, De'Ara and Ken for life is their whole channel. And like they're multimillionaires. They're building a house from the ground up, like a custom house. They just bought land. They have an architect. They've kind of been showing the specs on the house, and they're about to break ground like in the next couple months. And it looked like it's all falling apart. And then the other thing is, people are like, it's kind of hurting her brand because she's still sticking with him after all these breakup situations. Cheating scandals. But, it's kind of like he has no brand, really, not much of a brand without her. But she's kind of branded herself where she's into fashion, and she has a huge female following, young girls, and so she'll probably be totally fine without him. Yeah, but him, it ain't looking good. He gonna take a little hit.
Yeah, because what he doing over there by himself?
Right, and she's the one with the personality. It's kind of like I Love Lucy. It's kind of like a younger version, black version of I Love. She's like Lucy, and he's like Desi Arnaz. And who was Desi without Lucy?
Right.
That's a very old reference for any of you who are not in our age group.
Look, I think most of them are in our age group.
Yeah, I think so too. Psychology Eat is asking about CJ So Cool. Do you watch him?
I don't, but I heard of him.
Yeah, CJ So Cool is another.
A couple of videos, but I'm not like a person that's like, oh, I gotta go to their channel.
No. Yeah, CJ So Cool. I'm very familiar. I'm familiar with the story as well. Yeah, he has the most recent. Well, what's her name? Royalty left him finally, and he's been caught up in cheating scandals and stuff. But yeah, he's full of himself. That's a whole nother larger conversation. Is
that the guy that has the Spanish looking girlfriend?
You're talking probably about the Prince family, I think. Because Psychology, he put the Prince family in here too. It's a darker skinned guy and like a Hispanic looking girl, I think. So. Yeah, I think
they all got like light skinned looking girlfriends though, right? Except for
CJ So Cool, his girlfriend definitely you would just consider her a light skinned black girl. The Prince family, I think she looks kind of Hispanic. I don't know the Cryer family though. I've never heard of them.
Yeah, the Cryer family, they be doing pranks and like they
all
videos,
do pranks, don't they?
They do videos for views, like they make up storylines and stuff like that, and it be fake.
Yeah, I can't get into that stuff. I'm too old for it. Like I'm not a kid, so those pranks.
It's the Cryer family. It's a father and a son. They be going at it with each other, and then the father, he has a young girlfriend, a young baby mother, and they got a channel, and they be doing, it's like a bunch of craziness with them over there.
Oh, Cryer is the father to the Prince family. Okay, yeah, I don't follow the Prince family at all. I just have watched a lot of commentary videos on them, like what's his name, Martin Lewis. He follows a lot of those bigger YouTubers. So CJ So Cool. I think I ran into his video once. I think it was the one where he bought the big mansion for royalty, well, for himself. But they did a tour of it, and she went in and fell to her knees crying and stuff. And yeah. But that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin follows them for sure. But that's all I got.
Yeah.
We've been on here 2.5 hours, so
We did that.
Yeah, we definitely did. If you guys enjoyed this, definitely make sure you thumbs up the video. If you want to see more, if you want to see more, let us know in the comment section. Share with a friend. Definitely check out Latasha on why am I calling you Latasha?
I don't know. I was like, I'm thinking to myself,
and you didn't stop me because I'm like, that's not right.
I was waiting for you to keep going. I was like, is he talking about me or is he talking about somebody else?
Latasha just rolls off the tongue, but I'm like, that is not. Check out Tish at the Letitia Campbell channel. And I'll link her channel below at this video too for any of you who are catching this after the fact. I will definitely be doing more lives in the near future.
We gotta do this more often, Val, even if it's like once a month or something.
Absolutely. So you guys let us know if you enjoy this and you want us to do it more. The more feedback we get, the more it'll encourage us to hop on here.
Also tomorrow we're going to be doing a live together, cooking a dish with Tish and Val on my channel. So guys, tune in for that tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. We're making spaghetti.
6 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, Eastern time. 5 p.m. What's that?
Central. Yeah. And do the math for Pacific.
Right. And so we're doing spaghetti, and I'm doing spaghetti, sausage, and fried chicken. And Val is going to be doing spaghetti and meatballs, stuffed meatballs.
Stuffed meatballs. Don't forget my stuffed meatballs.
Right.
I got to find the recipe tonight, but don't forget them.
You doing baked chicken also?
No. Just the spaghetti and baked meatballs. I think that'll be fun. And some kind of vegetable. I'll find some vegetable.
Yeah.
What's that?
So that's what we're doing tomorrow on my channel, guys. So make sure y'all tune in. It's going to be lit.
It's going to be fun.
Lit.
And it will be some laughs. It's going to be some laughs because I have no idea how. I am so uncomfortable with the idea of cooking because Tish tried to get me to do this. Well, actually, it was supposed to be us and another YouTube creator, Mr. 6'8", and what was that in December? I can't even remember, but it was months ago. Yeah. And it ended up not happening. But I just have anxiety about situations. I feel like I can't control the environment and all of that. And so. But I'm going to get over it.
I do it all the time. So
I know. I watch your cooking videos and gives me ideas and all that. It's just it's different watching versus, sitting down and watching versus. Yeah, I'm like, oh God, how am I get my angles and I'm gonna be on live, but also trying to concentrate on cooking and
Look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be prepped tonight. Like I got my chicken over there soaking. I'm gonna season it when we get off this camera. It's soaking in this lemon juice and vinegar right now because that's how I clean my chicken. I'm seasoning it tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut up my onions and my green peppers and all that stuff tonight.
I did say I was gonna do that. Get all my, and I might have to go get some more fresh vegetables for some of the stuff.
So let's see what they're saying in the chat before we go. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for Cooking a Dish with Tish and Vel. Do you follow CJ? So I think we saw that already. Psychology.
Yeah, I got it on the screen now. Because I could have been doing this the whole time.
Okay, yes, I'm loving this. Let's do this again, y'all. Letitia and Lavelle. Letitia and Lavelle. The LL Club. Hey.
Right. I love that. LL Club.
Or the LL game or something like that. LL Club. Oh my God, it was nice interacting. I met one of my favorite content creators. Thanks, Val.
Thank you, Psychology.
Thanks, Trish. I don't know why she keep putting an R in my name, but it's okay.
She'll get it. She's getting probably new to your name.
Yeah, she followed me on my channel, Psychology.
Oh, okay.
And I'm subscribed to her too.
And I feel like Psychology.
Psychology eats and eat to that. Am I saying it right? What? Okay, I'm saying it wrong.
And I feel like Psychology Eats may have been following me since the beginning almost. I feel like
she said she'd catch you for the Tim Norman stuff.
Yeah, I feel like almost since the very beginning.
Lavelle, love, Letitia. Ow.
There you go.
Tish, thank you, Psychology Eats.
Yeah.
Look, y'all, one day y'all gonna see us in person together because I do plan on visiting Chicago. I'm hoping to go this summer, and when I go this summer, Vel and I will definitely be doing a video together in person. So y'all gonna see us on camera together one day.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if she don't make it here, I'll make it there.
I'm gonna tell y'all the quick story of how I found Vel. I found Vel on YouTube back during the quarantine, and it was a story, a MJ Harris story. The whole who was MJ Harris and Corey, right?
Yep.
I don't know how many of you guys look at MJ Harris, but Vel had did a reaction to the whole MJ Harris and Corey situation. And ever since then, I've been a subscriber watching his videos, and I watched him go from having, I think I started watching him, he was like at 20 or 30 subscribers or something like that.
It had to be during that time. Yeah, it was like
and
20 or
look at
30.
You now, you're at like what 9,000 and something subscribers. Come on, y'all, get me up to 3,000. I need my I'm on my road to 3K. So help me get there, guys.
And then 10K.
That's right. 3K and 10K over here, y'all.
Yeah, I just got to be more consistent. Yeah, I fell off. I'm trying to get Tish to be my motivation. I watch her and I'm like, okay, I got to get back on. Like, she be on it, y'all.
Let me tell y'all, when Vel got monetized after the Tim Norman story, he reached out to me. He was so excited. That video did so well. And I was like, Vel knew that he could share his joy with me and I wouldn't be a hater.
And anxiety.
I wasn't what'd you say?
And anxiety. Because I was happy and nervous. Like, what's going on? I thought this would be a couple years before I got to this. I wasn't
monetized at the time when that happened for Vel, but I was super happy for him. It was like, wow, like, yes, you keep doing it, keep going. So yeah, we need more of us as content creators to come together like this. You know, a lot of you, like Psychology Eats, just found out today that you and I are connected. She had no idea we were connected. So, and it's so ironic that she followed both of us on YouTube. So,
right.
You just never know who's connected with who. And what about dessert? I don't eat dessert after dinner.
See, Tish is healthy, but dessert comes after all of my dinners. And so that's, I don't necessarily make them. There might be a sleeve of Oreos or something.
Yeah, when you come over to my channel and watch my cooking, it's a bunch of healthy food. It's a bunch of vegetables. Like, I have all kind of fresh vegetables, and yeah, it's just a bunch of healthy eating.
Yeah, and I've been cooking more actually for the past 3 weeks now. I've actually been cooking at home and staying out of the restaurants because I had got really bad where for a couple months it was like just only restaurant food. I just wasn't cooking anything. So that's another reason I'm excited about us cooking together. And then I'm like, it might get me going with, you know, doing a couple of cooking videos on my channel as well. Yeah, because I love doing certain recipes and stuff when I'm in a cooking mood.
Yeah. So. Psychology Eats says creators supporting each other. Imagine that. Exactly.
Yeah. We'll all get there.
Thank you, Catherine.
Yes, thank you, Catherine. And thank all of you for sticking with us for almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, Grits. Let me know when you get to Chicago. We might have to get a little video going. I know we talked about the 10K video. That's been taking me.
Wavy subscribe to my channel too.
Yeah, she did because she was in your live a couple times. I've seen her in your lives.
I didn't know she had a channel. I thought she was just a.
She doesn't. I know her. I know her from way back when. She's
okay.
Sister of one of my best friends from back in the day. I've watched her grow up.
Got you. Okay.
But all right, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. Again, make sure to hit that like button on your way out and comment below and let us know if you would like to see more from us. We would love to hang out with you guys periodically.
Yeah.
So until next time, we will see you then. Take care and be blessed. Peace.
Peace, everybody. Good night.